Hello, my name is Feđa Kapetanović. I'm coming from Belgrade, Serbia. I had a really awesome day today on a boat trip. We have swim at the Blue Lagoon and we did some party at the boat. We have a really nice time there and socialize between all players. After the boat trip we did some sightseeing and walking around Valletta and seeing beautiful places of Malta, and we saved some energy to finally hit some table and play poker.
We are not only playing poker here. Cash Game Festival is the event when we really enjoy and have fun.
Hello. That was right in unison, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're getting used to each other.
As I'm sure you are aware, we are here at the Banco Casino live for the Cash Game Festival, and we've got a hell of a game. Henry, do you mind running through? I'm just going to take a quick word.
Certainly can. We've got some 5-10 action for you guys. This is the second stream of the day, so we've got the 8th stream out of the 10 that we've had. We've had 8 so far. We've got 2 more tomorrow for you guys. 6 p.m. local time, 9 p.m. local time once again. And guys, let us know what you thought about the previous game, because there was some wild hands going on. And we do have in seat 6 Michael back in the mix. I believe Demidov is going to be joining the table in a bit as well. And obviously we've got one of our main men, Kevin Malone, in seat 5. Mario, that we've seen from previous streams this week. And we've got some new faces by the looks of it as well. We'll be introducing you guys to them shortly. But we're going to jump straight into the mix with 5-10. We are currently 6-handed, but we do have 2 new players at the table. We are on a 20-minute delay. So yeah, guys, 5-10 for you right now. And we've already seen Michael is not one to shy away from action. He was in the 2-5 game earlier on. He really didn't mind putting his chips in the middle, battling it out with the other guys and just getting involved. And we do have a couple of players at the table which are going to be really happy to hear that, because you have some players that don't play as aggressively, don't play as many hands pre-flop, so they're going to be choosing their spots as wisely as they can, so that they can obviously win as well big pots against Michael, because we saw him stick it in with 4 high earlier on. 4 high stuck it in with on a Jack 10, 8, 9 flop. So plenty of action for you guys coming up. George is straight back in the mix for this 5-10 game. We've got 64 of you in the building. Thank you guys for staying tuned throughout the break. We had
1,400 of you logged in and ready to go. Just getting a bit of shadow boxing out. I don't know if you guys remember Jonathan Duhamel from the WSOP that time. He loved to do a bit of a shadow box as he was ready to battle, getting himself into a good mood, and I am as well. 4 minutes to go in the Cash Game Festival stream. Free roll, 5k in the mix. 2 of that will be as a package for Tallinn or any other stop over the next 12 months. So you have a bit of flexibility there if you can't make the dates. 25th to the 29th, get yourselves down there to Tallinn regardless, but one of you anyway from the 1,400 will be coming there absolutely free of charge. 1,000 in the form of cash, and also 1,000 across the week for a hotel,
hospitality, staking, everything.
I mean, the hospitality is added on free, so it's extra, so it's probably like a 2,500, 3,000 package.
Certainly is. And for those of you that are just tuning in and missed the stream earlier on, the password is holiday as the password for today's free roll on Unibet Poker. If you guys haven't got an account, don't worry, download the client, get yourself registered. You do not need to deposit money to take part in this free roll. 5,000 euros up for grabs. Just do a quick shout out of the followers over the break time. George,
wow, loads of
far
them.
Away.
The last one I remember is Lichva, so let's go through them, like we'll roll through. Phone IXII, Luka Kalin, Jedin Enmo, Pepin 25, Jedin Enmo, that's a name I recognise from Sky, I think. Bala Otto, donate me shit. Okay. Chrissy Dis, Bet Cafe 97, Wizardo 71 in the building, what up, what up, what up? And Vivi 96, Christ, they really are coming in thick and fast. Thanks very much for the follows, guys. Dratcap 1, Kitchenberg, and Cheeky 1981. Cheeky.
Is there any chance we can get a follower count that we've had on this current stream and the stream from earlier on today? I think we've had a massive amount of followers. It'd be nice to know the exact number that we've had so far. But guys, we have got a 5-10 game going for you. Demonov's just joined the building. He's just joined the mix. It looks like he nicked Mario's seat. He's come over and said, I wanted seat 8. So Mario's scooted over to seat 7. And he's got his friend Michael with the black gloves back in the mix, seat 6. Me and George think he just hit up a bank. I think he just hit up a bank.
Yeah. He's literally come straight from the bank job. He's got the balaclava in the back pocket. And right, what have we got here in the chat?
Donate.
We've got some I give password to get you guys ships. I'm not sure Donate Me Shit is in a sober state, judging by some of the comments in the chat. We've got I'll take some beers and play poker to get you guys ships. Very nice free roll, I love. Love to have you in the building anyway. I'm glad that you're having a good time on this Cash Game Festival stream. And Cheeky1981 saying, what a great free roll from Unibet. Couldn't agree more, right? 5K's worth of value for you guys. If you're logging in now and you haven't heard about the free roll, where the hell have you been the last couple of days? We've got 5K's worth of action for you guys, free of charge, that you can have alongside enjoying the Cash Game Poker. We've got a 5-10 game here, loads of money flying around earlier. We've got a couple of familiar faces. We'll see Michael, I think, in seat 7, is it? He's just definitely been in the mix. A couple of very aggressive plays, playing a lot of hands. As you can see here, Jack Deuce off suit. Going to be good enough for an over limp under the gun +1.
Why not?
Not sure strategically it's going to be too sound.
We're going to go 6 ways to the flop, and there's a set straight out the front door
Wow.
for Romeo.
Romeo flops a set. Is he going to get much action yet? Alex has got top pair.
Michael leads out with
Michael leads
Jack
out with
Deuce.
Jack Deuce. Wow, this is what we call a leak.
Guys, if you are new to poker, this is not something you want to be adding into your strategy. It can work maybe once in a blue moon, but from what I've seen in a 6-way pot on a Queen Jack 5 spade.
Doesn't even have the deuce of spades for the running spades.
The backup. Irish and Spain, that's exactly right. 32 red tomorrow. We'll be giving out details for that free roll tomorrow. We've given away 11K so far this week.
And Romeo's got himself a lovely spot because Michael has led. Alex has decided that his hand is way better than Michael's leading range, which is a correct observation actually, and he does get to thin out the field a little bit by just going for the click as opposed to calling. That means that he might give other players the chance to get a decent price, and he actually sort of dictates the way that the hand is being played now. If he was watching the previous stream, and I'm sure he was a very astute and a shrewd poker player, he would have seen some of Michael's pre-flop leads, post-flop leads, and he's made a very correct assumption.
And obviously Alex was mixing in with Demidov yesterday, wasn't he? Lost that huge pot with a set of 3s.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. He managed to come third, having flopped middle set against a straight that shouldn't have been there, in his opinion. This room is in followers only mode. Yeah, please do get on the follower hype. My mum's 11, thanks very much for joining. 2 Pomas as well in the building. That free roll is starting around about now. I need to get my table open and I will be joining you in the mix. My username, guys, is FoldUPunk. Tournament starting shortly. And thanks very much, Donate Me Shit, for the good vibes. You guys find a nice stream I followed today. Nice, very nice legends. Much love. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Thanks very much for your positivity there. So Romeo's going to call with the set. Pretty action-heavy board. He probably wants to keep Michael in the pot, and Michael duly obliges by chucking in the extra €50. And we're going to see a 9 on the turn, which is a good card for Alex because he was pretty much stone dead on the flop versus the bottom set, but he turns himself an open-ender to go along with his top pair.
Wow.
He might be a little bit suspicious as the cold call from Romeo versus a check raise after one person has led into 5 players and another person has raised has to be super strong here. So Romeo's never really going to have a weak hand when he makes this call. But Alex believes that he can follow it up with another bet on the turn. €200 is going to be the sizing. And Romeo, having slow played the flop, now has a bit of a dodgy situation where...
dicey board.
Well, yeah, he could be up against King 10, he could be up against 10-8, I guess, but he's not. He needs to realise that... Well, he's not loving his spot because Michael's check raised with 3 players behind, and Romeo duly obliges by calling. I think that that's pretty standard after you just called the flop.
Shona Ripper saying Romeo got to raise it up, man, and
on the flop, I believe.
More.
I think that he should have gone to about 275, 325, something along that region. Would have been nice to see, but Alex is going to check the river, and Romeo now knows that he's got the best hand, as all of the flush draws bricked, and he can extract some value from Queen X. Maybe even Alex checks a hand like Queen Jack on the river to try and trap a flush draw bluff.
That's actually a really interesting point they make there, that there are a lot of draws that did miss. There are a lot of like 10-9s, King-9s. Obviously King-10 does get there, but there are a lot of flush draws that do miss as well.
Yeah, hands that they can turn into a pure bluff.
Alex obviously doesn't block any of the flush draws. Well, sorry, he doesn't have a spade and it doesn't have the 10 of spades, so which makes it...
Yeah. The front door flush draw,
the most obvious one, yeah.
Well, the most important blockers to have, and he unblocks them. So he may be thinking now, I don't really like the sizing from Romeo. It's too value heavy. Are you really going to bet the sizing with the bluff on the river?
Yeah.
Probably not. You really want to bet bigger with his bluffs. So he might be a little bit unbalanced in this spot if he is only betting 350 with fives, and then probably 500 with if he is going to bluff.
More likely than not, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex did actually look him up there. Obviously with this much money in the middle, he's getting over 3-1 on a call.
Yeah, and importantly he does block them that straight as well.
Yeah, so he might be thinking with the blockers, with no spade in his hand, the way that Romeo has played the hand so far,
a little bit too much of a value sizing from Romeo.
Yeah.
I think Alex is going to be shrewd enough to get away from it.
and obviously with the limped pot pre as well, maybe he's thinking, does he have any ace queens in his range? Any king queens? Obviously does have queen jack in his range sometimes, but
He's got to think how strong is the call on the flop once he's raised with facing a bet, right? So Michael has bet into 5 players. Alex has then raised, and Romeo comes along. Is he going to do that with? Yes, he is going to have some of his obviously premium flush draws like a king 10, a king 9, etc. But most of the time he's going to fold like the king 10s that don't have a flush draw, maybe king 10 of diamonds that he blocks actually. So unlikely to be up against too much apart from a really premium flush draw or a set of 5s or 2 pair.
sure Repper, he has Alex by the kahunas though.
Absolutely, yeah.
It does. Has the absolute
tough spot.
nizzles, but like you said, such a value bet. Maybe Alex is going to pick up now. It screams call me. But yeah, let's see. He's in the tank here, guys. He is in the tank. And he does make the laydown. Really good laydown there.
Solid
by
stuff
Alex.
from Alex there, mate.
Especially with, obviously he has the blockers in his hand, no spade. It makes it even harder to get away from that. But he does make the correct fold. Off to a bit of a rough start, but when you can make folds like that and you can continue that
Saving a lot of
throughout,
money on the population.
Exactly, you're going to save yourself a lot of
because
money.
people just tend to flick it in there when you see a small sizing like that. But then you've, he's correctly deduced that that was not going to be a bluff for that sizing.
Yep.
All the way that the hand was played, he realises that on the flop he's shown a lot of strength, and therefore the cold callers behind are going to have a big piece to do that. And if he had king 10 of spades, for example, he would have just if he had king 9 of spades or something like that, he'd have just gone for the lot.
Go. You can talk to Andrew.
What's going on?
I'll just tell you later on. Nothing major. So yeah, he does make the fold. It seems like everyone's brought in slightly shallower compared to yesterday. Obviously, yesterday we had about 22k at the table for the 5-10. But today it looks like most people have gone for the 100 big blinds buy-in, and it looks like Romeo is obviously covering everyone by about 100 big blinds. It looks like he sat down with 2,000, everyone else hovering around the 1,000 euro mark to start off with. But that means nothing, because as we've seen throughout the festival so far, there have been a lot of streams where people have started off with 100, and it's just reload after reload after reload. We had 22k on the table yesterday at one point, and it was just absolute scenes with some crazy pots.
Crazy action. And Donate Me Shit has managed to get his stack up to 3,300 chips, so a very strong start for you there. Well played, sir, well played. I have the same name, trying to punt because I need to leave at any moment. Yeah.
Oh,
so
Krypton,
if anyone can see Krypton 17173 on their table, call him off light. He is going all in with any two.
Oh, could be a bit of an angle. Shoving with aces or pretending he's got a go or something like that.
Yeah, it could be actually.
You never know.
I like your thinking there. Yeah, Krypton, no flies on Henry, mate. He's seen straight past that.
I saw War on Drugs got ended, thanks. And yeah, Krypton 173. It's a shame you have to leave, buddy, but obviously if you do need to leave, you've got other things to do. Really appreciate you tuning in. You obviously have been a regular in the chat over the past few days, and it's great to see people coming back, wanting more, and yeah, it's just it's nice.
Part of the vibes, part of the community. That's what it's all about. Love it.
Don't know shit. It's chat live. Very nice. Much love, legends. Don't hate me shit. It's just getting involved. And nice to have you in the building, buddy. Got 100 of you in the building currently so far. Obviously, the numbers did drop over break. Me and George, unfortunately, had to go away to get some food down us.
Yeah,
but we are back. So obviously, let your friends know we're in the building. And Krypton doubled up with Ace-4 suited. Let's go. We knew he was angle shooting with the Ace-4 suit. He just wanted to get in. He knew he was going to hit.
I'm going to eliminate everyone pretty fast. Yeah, hopefully it was a bit of a hyper turbo vibe going on. Yeah. So I'm sure you will be able to get a lot of play, even if you do have to dash off quite quickly.
Yeah.
What have we got here? Mario turns himself a gut shot. Demidov with a swing and a miss, and Michael's got second pair.
And he is actually ahead. So
yeah, he's been leading out with all of these hands all night. And X___Y. Thanks very much for joining. Cheers for getting involved in the Cash Game Festival stream live for you from the Banco Casino in Bratislava. Moth Goth, thanks very much for joining the party. Zlatan 199991. By any chance a Zlatan Ibrahimovic fan? Let's see. And yeah, just got things started in the free roll. I've got exactly the starting stack, folding some rags so far, so I'll keep you updated on how I'm getting on, but more importantly we want to hear about how you're getting on.
Yeah.
If you have got a stack, we see that Donate Me Shut has got 3,300 chips. Nice start. Krypton with the double up, that's what we want to see. Make sure you let us know how you're getting on. Cheeky fellow.
And hopefully we'll have the same result as the other day, where we will bring the final table, if it's obviously down to the final table at the end of the stream, because obviously a lot of you did stick around for that, and we saw the absolute crushing hand with the Ace King, pretty much for the package, up against 10-5, up against Queen 5. 5-ball did come on the flop and it held, and yeah, scooped the lot for the package. There were two players that did bust, were rewarded with €400, so I'm sure they weren't licking their wounds too long from the free roll.
No, it's going to be a bit of a gut wrencher. Anyone that plays tournaments or has played a decent amount of tournaments, and me and Henry are both exactly the same. You do get those runs, especially when you play on big sites, where you'll get into the last 3 tables or whatever, lose a flip, and you just feel a little bit like your soul has been excavated from within you.
There's like 6k up top when you bust out, and you only get like $90.
Yeah, and the hopes and dreams and the bright lights of Vegas and the Mirage seem to have sort of be a distant memory.
The classic Rounders line coming in there, and Curse King, Crazy Rabbit, you did not bust with the Kings, surely not. But Shore Rapper 2970 in my current stack, so he's on starting stack as well. Obviously been folding out the rags like George has up until.
Good to have you in the mix. I'll just chuck you the free roll password. It is holiday. Thanks very much, Irish in Spain. I don't know how you have the perseverance to keep everyone updated. We've been asked and absolutely inundated, but it's great to see everyone having a good time and getting in the mix. Right, let's get back to the poker here, because we've got a big hand. Looks
450 in the pot already.
450 in the pot. Michael's not going to be going anywhere. Quite a bit of an action player, plays a lot of starting hands. Sash has actually led, gone for a C-bet, sorry. Doesn't have a backdoor flush draw. Is 4 ways, probably a little bit. Yeah, a little bit too ambitious. Mario gets out of the way with Ace-Jack, perfectly standard. And Demidov has top pair and a half-decent kicker to go with it. Certainly not going to be folding anytime soon. May see a raise, actually. That's his style so far. Does go for a raise. Doesn't want to be up against hearts, giving them a free card. Obviously a little bit wide in the general scheme of things, but to go alongside his playing style, he is going to be raising a lot of bluffs here as well, so it does make sense to have some middling hands like this in there too.
And it's probably going to be a call from Michael. Well, I'd obviously prefer to see a shove this kind of stack size.
Yeah, Michael's a gambler. He's going to be getting the money in here, and we're going to be seeing probably
a beaten to the pot hand by Demidov. Probably going to be getting his chips in quicker than Michael can say I'm all in.
Michael just calls with less than a third pot bet behind.
Yeah.
Does have the beautiful card for him because he turns himself a gut shot to go with it.
Picks
and
up some equity
he's
on
not
the
going to
turn,
fold.
and
He's going to be gambling.
I'm sure he's.
This is the benefit if you are going to have a bit of a gamble with a suited hand where you don't have a live overcard. You might as well just punt it in on the flop because more times than not, what is it, 20% of the time you're going to hit the flush on the turn, and you've got such a small amount behind. It would be an absolute car crash for you to have put 500 in on the flop and then just folded for your last 400, which is what he's considering here.
Exactly. I mean, he's already put in. He's already invested what, 575 out of a 900 stack. I'm actually, yeah, he does put the chips in the end, and we're going to see the King of Spades roll off on the river. Demonov going to take down that massive 2.2k pot to get us started.
A couple of interesting looking reactions from the other players on the table when Michael looks gutted but then shows queen high. So let's go through the chat. Got a couple of comments. Good evening, boys. Great stream. Really good work. Gizman, so asking an idea of how many other cash games are being played. I think that there's about 6 to 10 tables running at the moment. That's been fairly consistent throughout the week. The games have got a little bit... the games were on, Wednesday and Thursday and Tuesday were just nightly, but they are seeming to be running 24 hours over the weekend. We've got everything to suit you as well. We've got PLO, we've got Svitten Special, which is a cash game festival speciality invented by Peter. And we've also got about 4 to 5 tables of anywhere between 1, 2 and 5, 10 no limit hold'em. So plenty of action to be getting along with, and definitely consider coming to Tallinn on the 25th to the 29th and booking your seat.
Obviously this, firstly, great question. Secondly, this is obviously the first time we're in Bratislava, so it is a new stop for us. We have already smashed records here in terms of the highest amount of tables running. But just to give you a comparison, in London we had 29 tables running, stakes from 1-1 all the way up to 10, 25 and a £50 straddle. So yeah, on average I'd say we have 100 people come, especially for the festival, that fly in, book a hotel in these smaller venues. But London, I mean, we had well over 500 people in the building and we got at any one time. So.
Got our main man John in the chat, Tingling7 I think he said was his alias. Thanks very much for joining us, mate. How's the Barcelona tournament going? For those of you that don't know, John Kite, who's been active, been playing some of the PLO and the higher cash games over the last couple of days. Did very well for himself in the PLO game, actually.
Did very well.
Had a little bit of money on the side, lost that because I took the under on his profit being over or under 250 big blinds. And Jeffrey himself took me for €30 in that spot. So pretty sad times, but good times for John.
I'm not in Barca, mate. Flights got cancelled.
Wow.
What? So you must be stuck in Vienna right now, I guess. Must be stuck in Vienna. Flights got cancelled. Rip the old flight to Barcelona. Jesus. Get back here, mate.
Were there not any other travelling options, mate?
Come back to the hotel, stay one more night, jump in this 5-10 game, and we'll go on a bender. It's a Saturday night at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Boost Bruget, good bet. Yeah, cheers for the rub down. Absolutely loves it in the chat. My man Jeffrey over there. So let's have a look at the stacks. Romeo 2.3k, Demidov 2.2. Demidov went on an absolute heater for those of you that weren't on our previous stream. Where he went from €240, I believe, to 1.7k in about, 15 minutes?
Yeah, just
unbelievable.
What a flip, 5s against Ace King, I think, then he had 9s against Ace Jack, held in both spots, and then, just started crushing people, and, span it up from 200 to 1.7, so you're never dead, you're never out of the game. Our man John saying he's leaving in 4.5 hours. Good luck with that, buddy. Drop us a line when you do arrive. Let us know you get there safely. And obviously let us know how you get on. I'm sure the chat will want to know tomorrow how you're getting on in Barcelona. And how is the hijack called? I'm a bit confused.
Not too sure. It's Kevin, our man. He's having a good time.
So Kevin called from the hijack to the 10. Alex ISO'd in the small blind to 50. And Kevin decided that he's not going anywhere with the King 2 of Hearts. Maybe it's a favourite hand of his, you never know.
Hold the baby.
And you do. How do you get that trip
I run so hot. I just got Jackson versus Queens in the free roll and shipped the Budadis. So happy days. And John's playing the free roll too. What's your alias, John? Is it Tinkling7? And Donate Me Shoot has got 3,500 chips, so happy days. I'm sorry to Ruggeri, who I've just 2-outed. That's going to be a tough one to take, but still got 2.9k, so plenty of chance to grind that back up and see us in Tallinn for sure.
And Tingling7, John, with the bad beat stories in the chat already, just got sucked
Give him a chat ban site, guys, and we're not having bad beat stories. Unlucky,
that
bro.
man does not shy away from telling a bad beat story. It's kind of like the Phil Hellmuth of the European circuit, where it's like, honey, this idiot called me, this Eastern European called me with pocket eights. And
Doesn't even know how to spell poker. Hey Hodge, thanks very much for the follow.
Lovely stuff, getting a bit of a follow hype going as well. And guys, I don't know about you, but I've had an absolutely amazing week so far. Amazing. And yeah, let us know what you think of the streams that we've had over the last few days. Obviously, we have got the stream coming up for you tomorrow as well, so we're not going anywhere. And for those of you who are new to the Cash Game Festival and have never tuned in before, we're going to be in Tallinn from the 25th until the 29th of April so literally 2 weeks after this finishes, we're getting straight back into the grind. And Tallinn is a city for mixed games, so we've heard 2-5, 5-10, maybe even some 10-20 PLO. Definitely going to have an action-packed week there as well. And just to jump straight back into things, Michael is open from Undergun +2s, raised up to 50. Marion the Hijack has come along for the ride with the pocket fives, and little does he know there are no fives out there anymore, because we just saw the case 5 folded in the big blind, and Michael flopping top pair, no kicker, and
this is going to be the nuts for him. He's probably going to bet about 200 here. Yeah, 150. He has been going for huge sizing, usually over the pot. Seems to be doing it with just about anything. We've seen middle pair, we've seen top pair, we've seen bottom pair. So very unpredictable player. Not too sure what the strategy is there, but Mario's going to get away nicely and no damage done there. Just going to fold the pocket fives on a board like that. No problem at all. Anyone on John's table?
Anyone on Tingling7's table?
Sure, if you see me on your table, shout me. I'm guessing your name is Shuri Repper 87 on there as well. If it isn't, let us know. Good to have you in the building. We've not had any followers in 2 minutes. What the hell is going on? Come on, guys.
Come on, chat.
Hit that follow button. It'll give you live updates and notifications of when we're going to be live. We've got this stream plus 2 more tomorrow. We've got another amazing free roll tomorrow as well. Another amazing free roll.
Be sure to tune in. We'll be giving out the passwords tomorrow for that one as well. It's going to be back on the 32 Red poker client. Obviously, they ran a really good free roll to get us kicked off with. First day of the festival, 250. One lucky viewer walked away with 75 euros, I believe, free money. And me and George love free money.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
free money,
free money.
Can't beat it. Frank Shin, thanks very much for the follow, mate. Good to have you in the mix. Smack that button. Absolutely, absolutely.
Sightgasm, telling them how it is and how it should be.
Hope you're having a good time, Sightgasm. Let us know what you're up to. So a bit of action here, pre-flop. Michael's gone with a bit of an ambitious limp. Does decide to chuck 10 euros in with King 6. It's been raised from Alex in the cutoff. Pretty standard isolation when someone's playing so wide. And Romeo is going to call the button, and you get 2 callers behind with fairly speculative hands. So an interesting flop as Alex flops a flush draw with 2 overs. Boris has got himself an open ender, and Michael has a whole lot of diddly squat and is going to lead into the pot with 175 bet with just king high with a backdoor flush draw. Interesting size. Obviously, because he's playing so many hands, he does actually have the potential to have a 3 here, which is a useful snippet of info. But he's just been playing so many pots and so unorthodox that I can't see Alex folding just a flush draw here.
I think the way Michael's been playing is that bank heist from earlier on has really got the adrenaline pumping. The blood's still like just maybe a bit of clouded vision. Maybe he thinks he's got the King 6 of clubs and it's King 6 of spades, and it's come 4-3 with 2 spades. Never know. Could have misread his cards or something. But hey, it is what it is. Alex comes along with the call with the flush draw, and it'll be interesting to see if it breaks turn, what Alex is going to do, because surely Michael is not going to give up. But he does check it over to Alex. 600 in the middle. Michael's got just over a pot size bit behind. He is ahead, but little does Alex know that Michael just has king high. And if he does apply some pressure here, he should take it down. Reaching for chips, I see a bet of about 3.25 personally.
Is Michael going to have the heart to just check rip this?
Bet's 300, half pot.
I think he's bet so much now that he's not going to be folding. So, and Michael goes for a fold. So his plan there was just to try and take the pot down on the low board.
Michael going to be happy with himself. Obviously had a really horrible hand yesterday in a three bet pot, 3 ways to the flop. Came 5-3 deuce space spade. He had pocket threes. He was up against the flopped nut straight and 6-5. It came running spades for a 6k pot, and he just couldn't seem to get anything going. And he played really solid poker. Just always had the worst of the 2 or 3 hands that went to showdown. But today he's off to a better start. It looks like he's up about 600 now after taking that pot down. So he's going to be feeling a lot better than he did yesterday, and hopefully looking
John
to
with
improve.
the correct observation there. He's got blocks flush draws and straight draws. So once he has led and receives some resistance, it's going to be tough for him to be able to follow up with a shove on the turn.
It's nice to see that John's also good at giving back hand analysis other than just bad beat stories. It's nice to see. Nice to see. And George just going to jump out of the building. He's going to chuck his 5 deuce offsuit into the muck in the free roll. So guys, George is knitting it up in the free roll, because I've seen some of you guys just flicking it in there with 7-3 offsuit. What you need to realise is although it is a free roll, it's not a $20 free roll. You know, it's not a $10 free roll where it's just winner takes all. There's a 2k package, hotel in the Hilton at the talent stop, I believe, for 5 nights, €1,000 in your pocket, hospitality package, and even if you miss out on the 2k package, second is 400, third is 400. You know, there is cash money up for grabs, and a decent chunk of that too. And John saying, you love my stories, bro. I mean, I don't mind them. I prefer seeing you lift the trophy in like the Aussie Millions and just winning shit. But look, if you have to balance out with the bad beat stories, as long as you keep winning them trophies, I'll take it. I'll take that. And Shoei Repper getting in there with a bad beat myself, house over house, sad times. That is an absolute cooler. And it is actually better than John's bad beat stories, because John's normally like a 60-40 flip. And house over house is pretty hard to get away. Yeah, pretty hard to get away from.
Unless it's on like a 3-3-3 board and he's just called the lot off with 6s and like a 4-bet pot or something. But let us know what the situation was. Was it a pure house, or sort of like one of those fake houses where there's like trips on the board and you just sort of dumped it in?
And Irish in Spain, I seem to be on the all-in table. No surprise there.
Plenty of action.
60-40, you funny guy. John's stuck at the airport in Vienna right now, for those of you who don't know. He's a cash game festival, I like to call him
ambassador.
Ambassador, royalty.
Royalty is a nice way of putting it.
Started his career out about 2 years ago. John, why don't you get your Instagram details in the chat for everyone who's tuning in? If you guys just like following professional players, you might be a professional player yourself and just want to rail other professionals as they travel around the world doing and playing the game that we love, which is obviously No Limit Hold'em, PLO. John just loves getting in the mix of everything.
He's got a very well updated Facebook page as well. I'd like to see him posting updates of his. I actually liked it myself today and looked through the posts, and he keeps people up to date on what's going on and how he's doing. Had a couple of nice runs recently, so it's good to see him do well. And we're very lucky to have him in the mix with the Cash Game Festival. Yeah, and it's always nice to have him in the booth as well, because he does give some great feedback. He does. Demonov, the overall winner so far. It looks like he's up about 1.2k. He is still licking his wounds slightly from earlier on today, because he did end up down in the 2-5 game.
did rebuy a few times, but he did manage to win quite a lot of it back. And Bust had ace-4, had ace-jack, the other guy had ace-ace. Unlucky, don't hate me shit. Well, we've still got some 5-10 action for you here, so I hope you're enjoying the show. And unlucky in the free roll. Don't forget, we do have one more free roll coming up for you tomorrow, so you will have another chance to get yourself some cash money.
From free cash money, baby.
On 32 Red Poker. So that will be coming up for you guys tomorrow. Today's free roll was provided to you guys by another one of our amazing sponsors, Unibet Poker, and also a massive shout out to Betson and Nordic Bet, who ran that €1,000 free roll for you guys yesterday. And
that's awesome. That's what we're really trying with the free rolls. It's great to be able to give you some to give you some of the added value, but we really want to start building the Cash Game Festival community. So the fact that you're staying, the fact that you're having a good time means the world to us, and thanks very much for being a part of it. Demidov with a huge flop here, and what a turn card.
What a turn card.
He manages to turn himself the king high flush, gives Michael a flush draw as well, and we know that Michael's been playing fairly optimistically, let's say. So if he is able to get a heart on the river, he's going to win a fairly big pot, I think.
And Michael does score. And I like this sizing from Demidov because he knows the type of hands Michael's been getting involved with. And he knows that if he does bet on the smaller side, he's going to get looked up by even bottom pair, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. All sorts of hands. So he really wants to keep his customer with the flush. And now he's probably going to line up a fairly big sizing on the river, I'm guessing.
And now that the king has paired on the river,
700, that makes a lot of sense. He knows his hand is good here, and he just wants to charge Michael the absolute maximum. Is Michael going to consider that Demidov is bluffing? Obviously, the king on the river kind of would help his argument for calling, because there's less kings about, and it's unlikely he's going to value bet a king that isn't a house on such a wet board for this much. So very polarising sizing from Demidov. I like what he's doing here. He's bet small twice. He keeps in all of the shitty kind of hands, and then he bombs the river to put someone under a lot of pressure. Michael may have perceived him
looks
to be
bemused, doesn't he, really? And,
I mean, is he going to call it off? It would be an interesting call, and he doesn't, so he lets it go. Looks a little bit miffed. Looks as though he didn't really know what was going on there. Bit of a close one.
And we got the absolute OG of the Cash Game Festival, Chatland, Roseboom 1981 in the building.
Thank you very,
having
very
a
much
conversation
for
with Sightgasm. And guys, just in case you missed out, John's details are there in the chat for you as well. Give him a follow, find him on Facebook. The guy is crushing the poker scene at the moment.
A lovely bloke as well, which is the main thing.
And the thing about John as well is that I've got a feeling he's going to be one of the big names in the upcoming years in the poker circuit. So, guys, if you want to follow him, details in the chat there. Agnellis free roll pass is Holiday. George is just typing in while those things in the chat. For those of you that are just tuning in, we got a €5,000 free roll on Unibet for you guys. Unibet Poker, one of our sponsors, is giving away €5,000 today, €2,000 package up top. Details in the chat there. I believe you still have about 50 minutes to
come and take my chips. Absolute dead money. Fold you punk. I've got 8,000. I've got very lucky. Managed to hit a 2-outer. So we've got a bit of a sweat going on here. Going to be isolating with this hand. I'm not going to tell everyone what I've got just in case you're on my table. Yes, double up for Shuri. Big up. Nice one there, brother.
Let's go. And Michael has min-clicked with the Queen 7. Demidov opened from under the gun with Ace 10 of spades. Michael's min-clicked from the small blind. Mario wakes up in the big blind with King Jack of clubs.
No, the leg room, please.
And he's actually elected to 4-bet to 165. I really like this from Mario. He knows that these guys are getting involved with garbage hands, and he's decided that his King Jack is more likely than not good in this
very
situation.
playable post flop as well, so I don't mind it either. And it's a jack on the flop and a queen, so Demidov has got himself. We've seen him put a lot of money in with like gutters and things like that. But the window card there for Mario was huge. Like, he was going to be loving that jack, but then the 3 diamonds that it's eventually turned into, not ideal. and he's going to bet 100, and he's instantly raised to 300, and this is just a horrible spot. I'll be interested to see how a player as well versed as Mario is going to take this one.
Yeah, I don't like the sizing from him on the flop. It looks more like
a bit of a feeler bet, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's like, oh, where am I? And Demonov obviously clearly knows how to play, even though he does like putting his chips in. He does like a gamble every now and then. Maybe picking up on some weakness here from Mario, and obviously with the small sizing on the flop, he's just decided that he's going to come in and just abuse that, really. And it looks like our boy John's going out to get some food. See you guys later. Thanks, John, for tuning in. And hopefully we'll be back later on in the show.
Hot Sonic Q, the password is just above you there, mate. Holiday is the password. €5,000 worth of action is going to be in the mix for anyone who has a Unibet account. And if you don't, why not? Jump on the Unibet site, get yourself involved. €5,000 worth of action, including the package for any cash game festival over the next 12 months. But preferably Tallinn, 2 weeks' time, 25th to the 29th. Get yourself in there. It'd be lovely to see as many of you as possible.
Yeah.
This free roll is huge.
It is huge.
I know. I don't think I've seen many 5k free rolls in my time. And Mario does elect to go for the bet and the fold.
And Giggle Piglet back in the building. How was the sauna and the barbecue? Guys, just so you know, we're about to have one of our friends join the booth. Rolf, as you probably saw yesterday, was playing 5-10. He was battling with a couple of these guys. And he's going to come in the booth for 5-10 minutes and tell you a little bit about his poker journey so far and how he's found Bratislava. So I'll let you introduce yourself to everyone watching.
Yeah, my name is Rolf, as you said. That's very easy. I play poker for a living and I'm having fun traveling in the world.
Fantastic. Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Norway. Norwegian guy, just
good friends with one of our friends, John, as well. John's obviously on his way to Barcelona.
Yeah, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say congratulations to John again for winning the Northern Championship. I was like, that's an amazing effort. Just like, yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy, and he loves getting involved with the Cash Game Festival. How many stops have you been to? Is this your first stop?
On the Cash Game?
Cash Game Festival.
This is my first. I usually go where the tournaments are, but this is my first on the Cash Game.
Brilliant.
I promise you one thing, it's not the last. I'm going to be, as soon as I have a chance, I'll be here.
Brilliant.
Because the crew behind is fantastic, and you get the new players that you don't meet every day on the table. So yeah,
Brilliant.
I'll be here over and over again.
You heard it from the horse's mouth there, guys. First time Cash Game Festival goer Rolf saying that he's definitely going to be coming back, which is obviously lovely to hear. We obviously can't wait to have you back. We've got Tallinn coming up at the end of the month, 25th until the 29th. Any chance you can squeeze that into your schedule?
Maybe I may be in Asia, maybe here. I don't know.
Okay. Well, look, we want you back anytime whatsoever. You can see yourself just down here as well, and yeah, everyone else in the chat agreeing with you, saying congrats to John for winning pretty much everything. And what is your issue like? What stakes? What are the highest stakes that you tend to get involved with? Obviously, we saw you weren't shy of putting chips.
I usually play tournaments.
Okay.
But I love cash. Cash is where I make my money. Tournaments, I just go like bubble-ish. Yes, last year was like the disaster year. Like, you know, if you play football, you play the ball, and it's pull out instead of pull in.
Yeah,
that was the last year.
Fair enough. So you were always just hitting the post. You couldn't quite get across the finish line.
Yeah. This is a new year. It's just starting. Let's
go. There we go. And jump back into the action here, guys, because it has been an action-packed game so far. Boris,
I played a few of these guys yesterday. This is fun.
Yeah. Boris decided to raise it up from under the gun +2 with King 6 diamonds, and Michael deciding to pill with the Jack 4 offsuit from the cutoff. Boris does flop top pair. Michael has bottom pair with the Jack of clubs to go for a bit of backup should he need it, and he does need it currently, but he does have the most equity, as you guys can see down there. 51% over 49%, and Boris does elect to
It will be very hard to play with Jack 4 in that place. Not anymore though.
At the end of the
Jack
day,
4 is...
if you're going to open a hand like King 6 and you're going to flop top pair, even though it is a wet board, you've got to be continuing. You've got to be continuing to
He played King 6, he get top pair, and it still folds on the flop. Why the fuck did you play King 6 in the first place?
There you go, Boris. Rolf give you some tips
if
over
you
it.
play like shit hand, he hit top pair and top kicker, why the fuck does it fold in the flop?
Who knows? We'll have to ask Boris his feedback on that hand later on. And Rolf, you don't mind getting in the mix with...
I play any hand.
Any hand.
Any hand.
Is that because you feel like you have a post-flop edge over the players, or
Yeah.
you just put them in cages all the time?
No, I like putting pressure.
You'd like putting pressure. We saw that yesterday with obviously that disaster of a pot where you flopped the nut straight, 6-4.
But that's again,
Dream spot.
that's why I suited connectors like I had that time.
Yeah.
I raise always.
Yeah.
Not always, most of the time. And when that flop comes, I hit the fucking nuts.
6k goes in the middle when it comes running.
Yeah,
straight.
6k. Yeah.
And like you said, had the board paired, you wouldn't have minded so much because obviously Alex had the middle set.
Yeah, that's fine. If he wins, it's fine. But runner, fucking flush, that's stupid.
Disgusting. Anyway, we actually have a limped pot here, guys, for maybe the first time.
This could
in
be
cash
fun.
game
This
festival
could be very
history.
fun.
It could be. Alex flopping top pair, decent kicker. Romeo in the big blind flopping middle pair with a backdoor flush draw. And Michael has the nut shot to the straight.
With a
overcard, obviously, as well.
no, a 9. He needs a 9.
Yeah, 9, gut shot. We call it nut shot on stream because when it comes in, you get paid.
Yeah.
Like calling it the nut shot. And Michael leads out after it checks in with the gut shot. Alex not going anywhere with top pair, decent kicker, and the turn's a 5. So it'll be interesting to see if Alex checks over to Michael whether he will take another stab at the spot. We've seen he's not shy to put chips in the middle. Probably going to cut out a bet of about 150 because he does like putting the pressure on. Yeah, he's put a pot size bet in. Bet 155.
Yeah, he did.
It's 130 and Alex, if he's been paying attention
I like
so
this
far,
guy. Put the pressure on.
Yeah.
Put the fucking pressure on, baby.
if he's been watching up until now how Michael's been playing, my play in this spot would be check, call, river. And he does chuck in the chips there.
Might be.
Earlier on we saw Michael chuck in 700
You
euros.
already know what's going on. Why do we have
400.
to sit there? You can just tell them and shut down the grid.
And Alex checks, gets the bad news. Michael hits the jack on the river. He's probably going to fire out a bet of about 400. And he's bet out 400. I need to be in this game, man. I need to jump in.
Yeah, you should be playing.
I'll let you take over. I'll jump in. And,
but it's almost so much easier to sit here and just like look at it than be there.
obviously, it's always
And
easier seeing the cards.
there is the time span because this already happened. You know.
Happened 20 minutes ago. We're on a 20-minute delay, guys. Obviously, because
By the way, I'm first in line to get in if somebody busts.
there you go. We might see Rolf in the mix battling with these guys if anyone decides that they want to retire early and hit the showers.
This is a good player. What is his name?
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah, he's a very
I
good
played
player.
him yesterday. He's very good.
Very good player, and Alex in a tough spot. He does make the call. He's seen how Michael's been playing over the last 3 or 4
Well, Michael
hours.
got
and
lucky on the river. What can he do?
Gets stuck in the river, and unfortunately there for Alex. He's back down to starting stack. Started off with 1,000. He did manage to grind it up to 1.6, but unfortunately for him, Michael hits the 7 outer. My maths is correct.
Right.
That's wrong.
No, I'm just curious about the guy with the black clothes.
Oh yeah, that's Michael. That's Michael in seat 6. He just robbed the bank. His balaclava's in his back pocket. All the money's outside of his motorbike. Me and George reckon he's just come down here for a bit of fun.
All right.
So he just hit the bank.
Don't
and,
leave any fingerprints on the ships. That's all.
And guys, let me just catch up with the chat quickly. I would love
Jimmy,
if
though,
they
is
could,
that the guy I played yesterday?
yeah, there he is in seat 8 with the.
He's way ahead.
He is. He's doing well so far.
I do not trust that guy. He's dangerous.
Dangerous guy at the table and away from the table, maybe.
No, I don't know about away from the. I'm saying on the table.
On
I mean,
the
he
table.
got locked out on me yesterday. So yeah.
Yeah, we saw
I
him
want to
today
play him
earlier on.
again. I want his chips back.
So today he called with 6-4 on a 2-3 king diamond board. He had the 6 of diamonds. Franklin had pocket aces, no diamond. The turn came an ace, the river came a diamond, and he scooped it with these 6 high diamonds. Pretty big pot. And
He's just too lucky.
the chat were going crazy. They were saying only Demidov can actually hit runner, you know.
Well, he did yesterday and he did today. So yeah.
Let's have a quick catch up here. You guys can get involved in the chat. And folding top pair is so 2006. Very true, Roseboom 1981. And Irish in Spain was all in with Jack High Flush. And oh, where's that gone? It's disappeared. Irish in Spain was all in with the Jack High Flush, and now it's disappeared in my chat, and I can't see it for some reason. Got called by a 9-0 flush draw with the ace 4, same suit, and he hits the 4. Unlucky. Irish in Spain. Giggle Picklids out as well. Guys, let us know how you're getting on the free roll. Unibet Poker put €5,000 up for grabs today for everyone who's part of the Cash Game Festival, everyone who's tuning in back home. There's a €2,000 package up for grabs.
Oh, wow.
First, which obviously...
Go guys, go fuck and get it.
You took part in one of the hospitality packages today.
I did?
Well, you came along to the mill, to the winery with us.
Yeah.
You took part last night. How was that?
The winery was fucking amazing. Excuse my language, but it was
You're allowed
nice.
to swear, don't worry. We don't.
It was nice. It was like, okay, you get up in the morning, you get on the bus. I didn't want to get up because I'm the kind of guy that want to sleep. But yeah, I get up, I get on the bus. We go to a winery. We get some stuff on the way, get some beer for everybody. We still go. Get there. And this place is not like anything, anywhere you want to think about the winery. Because this is modern, it's concrete, it's paintings, it's art everywhere.
Museum as well, they have the museum.
Yeah. But this is like out of the world. This... It's not like a winery. I've been to wineries. I've been to wineries.
Wow.
But this place is crazy.
We can see some action here.
4-2, yeah.
Boris 3-bet pre-flop to 2-2-5. Devanov getting involved with the 4 deuce of club.
Flush draw and a
backdoor straight.
Backdoor straight.
We can see this go in.
This is going to be fun. But back to today. That's like amazing. Guys, you should be here with us. I cannot tell you on the phone. Be here next time.
There you go, guys. You heard it from the man himself. It's his first time at a Cash Game Festival event. Flew out to Bratislava especially for it, and he's been enjoying the festivities over the past few days. Been getting involved in the cash, and yeah, obviously we're going to be seeing a lot more of you in the upcoming events, which I can't wait to see.
Well, like I said, to repeat myself, yes, this is my first time. I'll be here again and again and again because this is beautiful. The crew behind, you included, and everybody else is so nice. It's fantastic.
Brilliant.
And then you get local guys, new guys on all the tables every time. Gotta love it. Really, gotta love it.
Really good to get that kind of feedback. And Devanov on the turn does pick up the gut shot to go with the flush draw. Boris has moved all in with, well, he had half a pot-sized bet. There's about 1.15 in the middle already. He's gone in for 630. And Devanov, as we know, doesn't mind putting chips in.
No, but he will fold this one. Devanov is always afraid of losing. Okay, so he got like the 5 as well, so yeah, he's gonna call. Yeah.
Makes the call.
Yeah, he's gonna call.
Looks like they're asking how many times they're gonna run it. It's the 7 of diamonds on the river. Devanov not gonna be liking that one. And
last night when in the big pot, I asked if they want to do more streets, and he didn't even want to show his cards.
Really?
But yeah, but he was ashamed because he was up against straight and a set.
Yeah. And
maybe different now.
So,
but he don't strike me as a guy who wants to do more than one straight.
What about you? Do you run it once, run it twice?
Depends on whatever, yeah. But yeah, I usually would like that.
I've always been a run it twice guy just to reduce variance, obviously being like professional. But a lot of my friends do needle me. They're like, you should run it once. Like, just be a man, embrace the variance, take it as part of the game. And live MTT grime, limiting my options.
He folded.
He called.
Yeah. What happened?
7 of diamonds on the river. It looks like our man George is going to be stepping back into the booth. He's got a cheeky pint or half pint in his hand.
Yeah, that's the thing about this place. You don't get a pint. You get like, not to be like sexist or something, but you get like female glasses.
Roll for the banter.
Rip it through.
thank you very much for obviously coming
Thank
to
you.
the stream. Absolute pleasure to have you. And
Pleasure being here, guys.
Nice.
Enjoy your female beer.
I will.
there you go, guys.
You guys have fun, and
Might be
hopefully
seeing
I'll
you
be on the
mix
table later.
later on. Good luck if you
there's
do
somebody
jump
busting,
in.
I'm first in line.
Brilliant to hear.
Cheers, mate.
So there you go, guys. You heard it here from
Roger, mate.
someone who's just joined. Yeah, you'll see now, mate, when it actually zooms in. That it's his first time at a festival. Definitely won't be the last time he comes to one of these events. And he's been getting involved in the cash. He's been getting involved in the festivities. And yeah, just loving everything to do with the Cash Game Festival. And I've got a couple of hands here. We've got Dominov, who decided to open, leads out massively with ace high, gut shot, and a backdoor flush draw. And this is probably going to get through because no one has anything. Kevin obviously does have the best hand, but he decided to slow play the hand pre-flop. And this is probably going to get through.
Yeah, even Michael is an ambitious player to say the least, but even he won't be finding a way to continue with the just 4 high here. So he's out the way, and Deminov picks up another nice pot.
It's rabbit season, so I'm hunting chips in the free roll. Crazy Rabbit still in the free roll. Guys, how are you getting on? Let us know. George is sitting comfortably on 7,000 chips by the looks of it, so he's got himself a nice 23 big blind stack.
Yeah.
Got about we've got 785 of you left out of the 1,800 that registered. Smashed the record from yesterday. We beat it by 200. Lovely to see.
Awesome
And,
stuff. Let us know how you're getting on. Yes,
got a few of our regulars still in the
785
chat
left.
by the looks of it.
Yeah,
And,
excellent.
good.
Sure, you rapper. I've just been out for 5 minutes. How are you getting on? I thought you had a decent-ish stack. Nice. 9.5k. That's going to get the work done. Over 30 big blinds. The way to approach these is to definitely be shoving fairly wide in late position for 10 to 15 bigs. It's a hyper turbo format, so if you ever think that you have a close spot, just take it, in my opinion, and always trying to be the aggressor as opposed to just. I see a lot of people that are doing on the moment on my table like limping. There's a guy just limped with 5 bigs under the gun +1. That's not going to be a profitable play with pretty much anything. You want to be getting the chips in the middle. If he does have aces, well, fair enough, but 5 big blinds, you want to be protecting your shoving range by just not limping all of your premiums and just getting it in there just to make sure that you have some fold equity. Although the thing is, people aren't going to be paying too much attention on these short stack free rolls, so
just quickly, because we've had a double straddle and it's now a full bet pot. So Mario straddled to 20, Demonov then made it 40, Alex raised his first rack to 100, Sasha has just gone all in, 905 euros with the ace queen offsuit. Did Boris call 250?
is Mario going to punt off? He kind of looks like he's in a world of pain, even though he's got pocket threes. I think he's just a little bit frustrated at this point.
He's folded the best
He's
hand a couple of
constantly
times.
facing this ridiculous amount of regression, and whenever he enters a pot, and he's never really had enough to be able to call off.
And he's made a couple of. He's had the best hand where he's folded. He got bullied off a pot from Davidov, which cost him a chunk of his stack. Davidov just throwing the money in there with Queen 10 offsuit. And little does he know, it's Domination Nation up against Sasha, who has his clubs covered, doesn't have his diamonds covered, and wow, we've got surely it's not a 3-way all in. Demonov out-flopping Sasha.
Wow, we were. Demidov, the man has absolute gamble in him, and this is a huge flop because we're going to see Sasha flopping top pair, top kicker. Alex has got himself an open-ender. Has Alex called off here with Jack 9 suited? Didn't seem like the sort of thing that Alex would be doing much. All in with the short stack is so typical, mate. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you need? It's tough to give advice on what hands to shove because every spot is slightly different. But if you guys want to know what hands you should be shoving from the button in this 10 big blind game, probably 10-9 off plus any suited queen, any suited king, any suited ace. You could probably fold like queen 6 suited, I guess, but probably want to be applying max pressure as possible, because the levels are so quick that you need to make sure that you're getting shoves through and keeping your stack nice and healthy.
Well, just to let you guys know, it seems like we had a problem with the card reader. It wasn't all in pre-flop. It looks like it was a 4-bet pot. It's gone 3 ways to the flop. Alex checked his open-ended straight draw. Sasha then led out, looks like 350 into about 600. Demonov's now come over the top, and Alex in a tough spot. Obviously, 0 flush draws out there, no backdoor flush, just the naked open-ended straight draw for him. And is he looking to gamble? He sat on about 1,000 at the beginning of this hand, put in about 150, 175 pre, I believe. And he does get it in there. This is his chance to actually win some of the money back from yesterday.
Huge spot for all 3 players, and everyone's got a big piece. So let's see if Alex can hit an 8 or a king.
5 on a turn doesn't help.
5's going to not do too much for the outs, and Jack on the river. So Demidov, the man's got heart and the man runs good. The absolute sunrunner of the Cash Game Festival so far, and he duly obliges with Queen 10 offsuit. Manages to flop himself the biggest piece, top 2. That's going to take down a 5.7k pot, and it's curtains for Alex and Sasha. Unlucky, unlucky boys.
And Booze Brucey, any suited ace, you don't stay in there with the needles. 992 question mark? No, that's a bit low down in the range there.
Bit wide.
Jeffrey, bit wide, mate. Calm down. Getting 10 bigs in with pocket 9s, really? Massive pot for Demonov there, and apologies once again about the slight issues that we had pre-flop. From what I could see, it looks like it went open to 100 in a double straddled pot, 4-bet to 275. Demonov couldn't get his chips in quick enough with the Queen 10 offsuit, called, and Alex, after investing the initial 100, came along for the ride with the Jack 9 of hearts. About 750 in the pot on the flop. Guys, Demonov flopped top 2, and obviously was up against the straight draw and top pair, top kicker. And I've been getting shit for my shows in the past 24 hours, so I'll be knitting it up. No set, no bet. Yeah, that's the golden
no
rule.
set, no bet.
You know. And as you can see actually here with Mario, it's kind of gone back to the posture that he had on Thursday night. Yesterday he was a lot chirpier, seemed a lot more confident, but because he's off to a bit of a slow start, he's a bit more sluggish, whereas yesterday he's really composed in a really stable position over the table. Hopefully he can gain some momentum in the...
See him in the background, hating life, having a cheeky cigarette, not really liking the way that the game's been going for him so far, and that's very unfortunate.
Mark Wu, is this man in the leather jacket sitting all night in that clothes? I believe he is. George and I, the conspiracy theory that we've kind of come up with is that he's a bank robber. I'll go bank robber, I think so.
Absolutely. Looks like it.
Doesn't want to leave any fingerprints anywhere. So yeah, he's got a massive bag of cash back of his bike out back. He's out there with the helmet and the crowbar, and he's just
full
in it.
transit van. He's got the balaclava in his back pocket, loads of stuff. Looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it? And the way he plays as well, looks like it's been free money that's been handed to him on the plate, or he's just plucking it off the money tree every couple of hours. So we've got some interesting stuff here, and it's good to see a nice, vibrant cash game. We've been having games like this running all week with plenty of high-stakes action, and it's mad, manic, and frantic, to say the least. Still going in the free roll. I got 7.2k. How are you guys getting on? Always good to hear the updates on you guys. Crazy Wabby, King Queen bigs in the big pot. Booyah! Nice to see some positivity there. Having a good time. It must feel warm. Yeah, I mean it's fairly warm here. I've just got a slight sweat on my brow.
Well, that guy made it 3x with 6-3 offsuit and gets rewarded by flopping trips.
Yeah, interesting way of doing
things. Guy limped with jacks. I mean, you could obviously, does he get rewarded, or does the other guy get punished for limping jacks? You know,
problem is with jacks always lose, so you just wanted to get him for the minimum.
True. Irish Spain need to nip off for about an hour or so. Will you guys to be on an hour? Yes, we will. We've been live for about an hour, well, 45 minutes if we include the break. This table normally runs till about 11:30 midnight local time, so that means it's we've still got about another hour and a half, maybe hour 45 of action for you guys. So Irish in Spain, please do tune back in. If you can't make it this evening, no worries, bud. Obviously, we've loved having you here, but do tune in tomorrow. We'll be starting 6 p.m. Central European time, 5 p.m. GMT time, and obviously we've got another free roll coming up for you guys tomorrow, courtesy of 32 Red Poker. So do tune in.
32 Red Nick, are you in the chat? Been good to meet you this week. Very good, interesting, outgoing man. We've had some interesting conversations about all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
Some philosophical, some just shooting the shit, and you know, some interesting stuff. We were getting them stuck in on the dance floor last night as well, so that's always good. Always love to see people that can throw a few moves, me being one of them. And yeah, great times.
Boris folds round to Boris, on what I should say, and he opens up to 35 from the cutoff with King, Queen offsuit. Michael in the small blind min clicks it. We've seen this very often from Michael. He loves a min click.
Yeah.
With the ace-4 of hearts. Mario with a decision now. Again, see.
The fearless man in the gloves. Yeah,
the way
Mario
he's playing so passively, he's just got he just keeps getting bullied after hand out of hands.
Yep.
Especially the stack size that he's got. He doesn't have any maneuverability pre-flop.
Absolutely not.
And it looks like he's knitting it up. It's like we've got another Jeffrey in the building. As we all know, Jeffrey is the biggest nit at the Cash Game Festival. And wow, action flop here. Michael, after 3-betting pre, flops the nut flush. Boris in the cutoff with top pair, very decent kicker, and crushing most of Michael's pre-flop 3-bet range. It's going to be loving life at the moment as Michael leads out 200 into 150.
Yeah, only really worried about ace king or pocket eights, I guess. Pocket eights would make more sense because a player like Michael would tend to go a lot bigger with ace king, I believe. So he's not going to be too worried here. And Michael is actually led out from the small blind for 200. That's a recurring theme. Seems to be putting in a lot of money out of position and starting the action. Doesn't like other people sort of dictating what's going on. He likes to be the man in charge.
He keeps min clicking as well as a 3-bet, which is really interesting.
Oh, 14k for Shoryu Repper. Nice stuff. That's a solid stack at this blind level. What are we playing at the moment? Looks like 200, 400. So doing very well.
30 big blinds and a dream, and Boris does flick in the 200. 550 in the pot already. Michael's got about 2x, but he does turn a pair along with the nut flush
that
draw.
gives him some help. His ace is live, whether he knows it or not, and that gives him a 4 as well. We've seen some pretty dirty run-outs, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a 4 on the river here. Michael's going to lead for 300, so
snap call from Boris on the turn.
Slightly smaller in relation to the pot than the flop, and the
there
5 of hearts on the river.
Michael loving life now.
How predictable was that?
We saw how quickly he fired flop. We saw how quickly he fired turn. Now look at this. He's tanking, trying to make it look to Boris. Maybe he's not interested anymore in this pot.
Going to be seeing an all-in here almost
double checking the cards, making sure he has got the ace-4 of hearts. It's the old double check of, oh, have I got it? Have I not got it? Did I have the nut flush on the river? And he does have it this time, and it's really interesting to see the body language being shown here by Michael, just kind of like fuck it, put his hands in the air before
trying to make it look a lot more like casual, or like that he's just kind of gambling, isn't he?
A lot of Hollywooding going on here, and Boris again maybe going to find himself in a similar situation as Alex earlier on, where just being the way that Michael's been playing up until now, he might get looked up here.
Mark Wu, they seem to have a lot of fun at the table, so serious. I mean, they are playing very high stakes. Wow, wow, someone's called me off with ace-3, completely non-standard call for a 10 big blind jam, and I'm out of the building. So RIP, my run in the free roll, and let's see if Boris is going to make this call. He knows that Michael's a splashy player. He knows that he's going to show a lot of aggression. We have seen Michael, when he hasn't had it, actually give up. I mean, there was one where he led with King 6 offsuit on a 4-3-3 with 2 spades. He did have the King of Spades, and he completely gave up for a similar kind of situation versus Alex, who took the pot down with a Queen High flush draw. And now he's actually going for the full 3 barrels with a bigger sizing, with an all-in on the river, which is something that we haven't seen from him yet. So really important not to misapply. Oh, that guy's a bit splashy, so he's got any 2 here, because he really wouldn't.
how do you deal with timing tells online? What's the difference between
Very
live
important.
and online?
It's very important on the site I play on, because we've only got a 15-second time bank, so people tend to like make auto decisions, and that can be quite polarizing.
Okay. Because obviously, like I said earlier, we saw snap bet on the flop, snap bet on the turn, and then a good 30-second pause, bit of Hollywoodding, and bad actor Mark was saying in the chat, and sure up, down 10k, news be getting crazy at this stage. Where's Face BB with the Kappa emoji in the chat? Thanks for getting involved, guys. For those of you just tuning in, we have got some 5-10 action for you live from the Banco Casino here in Bratislava, brought to you courtesy of the Cash Game Festival, and obviously massive shout out to our sponsors who have helped us organise this amazing event. Unibet Poker with the 10k worth of free rolls over the 2 days. 32 red poker, got another 3 roll of theirs coming up tomorrow. Massive shout out to obviously Betson and Nordic Bet, who they gave away 1,000 euros to you guys who tuned in yesterday. So yeah, got a lot more coming up for you tomorrow. Boris does make the call.
Makes the crying call with the king, and has shown the bad news. Kind of gives that nod of head as if to say, yeah, I knew you had it, but you're such an unorthodox player that I had to flick it in.
I feel like you just have to.
I don't think I'm calling there, but
it's when he's been jamming it with 4 high for 500 euros.
Yeah, but you're misapplying that, because he's not jammed it in on the river with 4 high, has he?
He's jammed it in on the turn. I mean,
yeah, if he's going to gamble pre, he gambles pre, but he's not going to shove the river there with a complete airball.
Turn is definitely not pre, but hey, beautiful thing about poker is that you can always have a different opinion, and he has been playing unorthodox. I wouldn't be able to get a read on him, that's for sure. And obviously, Boris not being able to get the read there, and he does pay him off. 2.7k pot going over to Michael, and now we've got a game on our hands here, guys.
Yeah, what would
Davidoff and Michael have got huge stacks, both of them, just running over the table so far, and yeah, it's going to get interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Boris tops up to cover either of the stacks.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. I don't think he is going to bluff there much, and the bet sizing just doesn't really have much fold equity either. So you're not just going to pump it in there, sort of drawing dead on the river. He overbet to draw the call. I think it was 785 into a pot of about 1.3k or so. But Boris makes the crying call with the king and sees the bad news, and that one's going to be shipped over to Michael, the enigma in the gloves. Mario finally gets himself a playable hand, but he is up against the jacks of Alex, who's raised under the gun, faced 2 callers. 1 10-7, obviously non-standard, and then the pocket 2s being pretty good. You want to see some flops with 2s. The only problem is this table is quite aggressive, so he may face some action behind, and he does. Mario makes a big 3-bet, basically committing a stack here, saying to Alex and warning the callers behind that he's going to be prepared to shovel in on the flop, and just committing himself to this pot. Suffered super bad beats for all my all-in calls against smaller stacks, and even on my shove on ace-2 suited. Yep, and that is poker exactly right, mate. And it's, at least you're playing a free roll, and you got a free opportunity for some decent money. Didn't have to put a cent in your online account. So good stuff to see that you didn't lose any money, at least. A free shot at the big time. So Mario makes a big 3-bet. When people tend to 3-bet this large, it kind of takes out the super premiums out of their range, because it's unlikely that he's going to do this with aces or kings. He's going to really want action with those hands. So you'd probably see a slightly smaller a 3-bet, and usually most of the time when you do see this size 3-bet pre, it's going to be a hand like ace king or ace queen, as he has. So good 3-bet from Mario. I think the sizing could be a little smaller. Just be a bit more prepared.
Michael is locked up, folding the 10-7 offsuit.
Wow!
After winning the 2.9 or 2.8k
Sasha comes
pot.
along for the ride as well with pocket 2s.
Ace Jack Deuce flop, please.
Just needs a deuce. That's a really unorthodox call. The king is decent for Mario's range, but because he's going to have a lot of ace king, but he does give up. Only got just over a 3/4 size pot size bet. Alex himself He's not having any of it. He's seen the overcard and he's a little bit worried about what's happening. And a queen for Mario. So Mario does take the lead on the turn. No action on the flop, so unlikely that he's not going to have the best hand here. So he possibly wants to shove for value now.
Giggle Piglet not going to sit here doing nothing, so put some money in MTT's had to decide whether to go to bed or listen to these boys. Thanks for sticking around, Giggle. Really appreciate all the input you've put in over the last few days watching us on stream, and yeah, really appreciate the support, guys.
Yeah, and Mario bets 150, a tiny little sizing, takes down the pot. Jack snap folds, very well played from Alex. Easy. Thanks very much. Psychgasm, loving the positive energy and good vibes from you as always in the chat. Really does help us keep going. As we were saying earlier, it's really difficult to imagine how these streamers that do sort of 12 hours a day of poker and streaming and talking to the chat, how they do it. It's super taxing, but I guess at least we're running on the positive vibes from you guys, so that's what it's all about. Demidov still ruling the roost. He's on 4.5k. Just really hasn't had much go against him, to be honest. Every time he's been in the pot, the chips seem to be sort of magnetised towards him.
Yeah, he's been running pure these last couple of days, that's for sure. And cheeky little raise from Michael from the cutoff. It's very unorthodox of him. Seems to always make it about 75 pre-flop. Does open up to 20 from the cutoff with the ace-7 offsuit, and we're sweating Demonov right now. He's in the small blind. He has 3-bet to 80, so we're not really sure what he's got. We do see he actually has a legit hand here. He actually has queens, so that makes that interesting. And we could see some action here. Mario decided to call as well behind after Michael opened the cutoff. Mario could get himself in some trouble here. He has flopped middle pair with the backdoor flush draw, and Demonov going to be leading out probably a pot size bet, knowing well the way he's been playing so far. Bets out 175 into 250, and let's see what Mario's going to do. And it looks like he is going to look him up there, and he does. He comes along with the middle pair, backdoor potentials. Leave himself with just over a pot size bet behind, and that 5 of spades on the turn isn't going to help him.
Tough spot for Mario. He knows that Demidov could turn up with just about anything here. Queens is going to be the absolute top of his range from what we've seen. So not an easy one. We're facing just one overcard with the 9-8. Obviously a spade doesn't block any spades either. That were going to be the backdoor draws that Demidov might have bet. Does block 9, 10, 8, Queen 8 as well. I guess might bluff here. But a fairly small sizing of, well, he's got exactly half pot. And that's been kind of counter to what he's been doing. He's been either going quite small or quite large most of the time.
What are your thoughts here? If he folds to this turn, what are your thoughts about the call on the flop? If you're going to fold to a turn such as this?
He's calling on the flop because he has middle pair, but also a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. So I think he has to probably peel one. And I think the angle of thinking where, oh, I've called the flop, I've got to call the turn type thing because nothing's changed is not the best, because you have to readjust based on every card. He knows that he's probably going to be struggling to win, to improve very often when he doesn't turn any of his backdoor equity, so he decides to just let it go and move on to another spot. He knows that he's got a decent game as well. There are going to be better edges that he can find against some of these kind of splashier opponents later on, so why call off with middle pair versus a player that we could just stack later on fairly easily.
True that. Guys, I'm going to jump out of the booth for about 5 minutes just for a quick break. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of George Sanford. If you haven't already got him on social media, you can get all of his details in the chat if you just type in, I believe it was ! social media?
Yeah, ! Twitter or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Crazy Ravi up to 18k. What up, what up, what up? Oh wow, we've gone all the way down to 95, have we? We were on almost 200 for the entire day earlier. That must have been people coming in for the free roll, busting the free roll, and then tilt rage quitting on us here at the Cash Game Festival. Live to you from Banco Casino in Slovakia. Thanks very much for tuning in. Let's, without further ado, jump back into the action. Looks like it's been limp cooled. I think Boris and Kevin have come in for a limp. Michael's decided to pump things up with the 9-7, and Romeo is cold cooled the big blind with the other two coming along for the ride as well. So we're going to have 165 in the middle. Michael, after raising, perfectly reasonable for him to follow it up with the bet. Does have a complete airball at present. And looks like that bet of 110 is going to take it down. He's not going to face much resistance because no one else has anything whatsoever. Kevin on the more conservative side usually when he plays the higher stake games. And a fairly good adjustment in this table anyway. With the amount of action and chips that are being liberally thrown into the pot, it's probably going to be good to just tighten up a little bit and play hands that have the most equity. So no point getting involved for too much with a hand like Ace-10. I like the fact that he overlimped pre-flop rather than squeeze, because he did have a lot of players behind and he was probably unable to close the action. There's nothing to say that some of the more adventurous players wouldn't have put in another raise and then we're in a bad spot and we put in too much with Ace-10 where we're quite conceivably ahead of them, but are just going to be racking our brains for the pre-flop and post-flop spots that do develop after that. Shaved young lads isn't usually the thing for me, but I do love these commentators. Giggle Piglet, thanks very much for joining. Really enjoyed your involvement in the chat, and it's lovely to have as many of you giving us that positive feedback, because that is exactly what we're running off here. We are on to our 4th day of streaming live cash game poker in Bratislava, a city I've never actually been to before. Have any of you guys been to Bratislava? Let us know what your thoughts are. Casino is absolutely bustling. Was a little bit quiet on the Wednesday, but ever since Thursday night, it's just been absolutely kicking off. About 6 or 7 tables of live cash game action, plus the feature table that we are bringing to you from now. So not an awful lot to report here. Demidov with a fairly standard 3-bet. Looks like Kevin's gone for a cheeky raise with Queen 3. No, is he in there? Let's just take a little step back. Let's try and work out what's going on. The graphics is absolutely mental right now. Yeah, I didn't think Kevin would be playing the Queen 3 there, but Michael for sure loves his Ace Deuce offsuit. He's going to come in. Sorry? Yeah, absolutely. Michael's going to come in there, and it's been a bit of a theme of the night. He's been leading out for fairly big sizings with pretty much any pair. So he's led out for 120, and Demidov's gone nowhere, even though he's just got Ace-Queen high on a Jack-7-2. So he might think that he's ahead of some of like Michael's gut shot combos, or just complete air. We've seen him fire a few sort of very low equity bluffs. And it's going to be a 9 on the turn, and looks like Michael, the fearless man in the gloves himself, is going to bet 120 again. I see this a lot online when not a weaker player, sorry, but a more adventurous player tends to go for the same sizing on the flop and the turn. Generally means that the turn didn't help them much and their hand strength hasn't changed. So Demidov finally makes him fold. Nothing really helps him there. He was actually caged a little bit.
It looks like some loose play going on there.
Oh, some very splashy play. They're all really enjoying themselves and just flicking in some money. And if you look at the VPIP here, 76%. Demidov actually a bit tamer than earlier. That might be because he won so much money. You tend to see people, they don't want to let go of some profits, do they?
Yeah.
He was 64% earlier, he's now on 39%. Or maybe he's just a fast learner. He said he's only been playing the game for a month. So
wow.
Yeah.
Only been playing for the month, just hop into 510.
Exactly, just hop into 510. A bit of a character, looks like he's a businessman, I think, salesman, taking a lot of phone calls, so a busy man. but he's given us his presence here on the Cash Game Festival Bratislava on Saturday night, and he's doing very well for himself. He's got a stack of 4.6k in front of him, and further winnings earlier as well, possibly up near the 10k mark in profit for the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's looking pretty good, maybe for the trophy.
Yeah, for the trophy for sure. Do they amalgamate the
No.
It's just for one stream. Right, so
I think
then
he needs 460 something big blinds.
big blinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Or
we're playing
57.
2-5 here, so he's got over that if he's in for a good grand, right?
Is it 2-5 or 5-10?
Oh, this is 5-10, sorry, it was
Yeah.
2-5 earlier, wasn't it? Yeah, so let's pop up into the action. Michael has limp called the 7-5 suited under the gun +1. That's pretty consistent to what he's been doing for most of the day. Demidov has found himself with queens again. That's a nice hand. Got the max from queens last time, and now looks down at them again, puts in the raise, plays that quite well. And Romeo with a fairly adventurous flat with ace-6 offsuit. Does flop a piece here. Let's see what's going to develop. Is Romeo going to follow it up with a call on the flop? He knows that Demidov's continuing range is pretty much his entire hands that he makes the raise with pre-flop. Do you think Michael's going to be in the mixer with the backdoor flush draw?
He really
Who
should
knows,
be,
right?
Who knows, exactly. It's like playing the ultimate Hold'em casino game, right? Would you go in the
yeah.
ultimate Hold'em casino game?
Yeah, exactly. It's a complete minefield, this cash game. And if you are around the Slovakian area...
He isn't.
He is in.
He might be in for a raise, though. We see a few
Oh, right.
yellows out
He's been
there.
very
so
unorthodox.
The raise
Romeo's
sizing
actually-
is horrible, though.
Romeo's decided to turn his bottom pair into a bluff. He probably thinks that that's probably his reason. He had a plan pre-flop. He's going to call with a weak hand to show some aggression post, because he believes that Demidov is going to c-bet too much and that he can take down some dead money. So, I mean, I'm trying to find some positives here, but trying to
Okay, so the 5-7 was out of the hand. The graphics were just a little bit wrong here.
yeah.
This is making more sense.
Absolutely. Scarmaker reporting in. Hello. Another familiar face and name that's been active in the chat. Great to have you, and you've come in at a good time because we're going to have a huge pot here. Romeo has gone for a bluff raise on the flop with bottom pair, decided that that's not got enough value to just call the flop bet, so goes for a raise, and he's got it just stuck in his eye straight away. Tough spot.
It's
But
not that tough for Romeo, though. You got to get out of the hand at this point.
Yeah, but
If he's bluffing, he's bluffing.
frustrating more is probably a better word, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because when you follow through on a bluff and the guy that you still think could be bluffing you comes over the top, it's kind of hard. Demidov himself actually not a fan of the raise over that raise because he does block some of the bluffs with queens. He blocks actually a lot of the open-ended straight draws.
It could have been suicide if he had Jack 10,
Yeah.
as well.
Jack 10 jacks, he could have any
He's
pocket
sort
pair
of
there.
committed to
Yeah.
a reshove.
Yeah. I played with Michael a little bit. Very interesting guy, to say the least. Whereabouts have you been playing Scarmaker? Is Michael a local player here? Let's actually get some of the info up. We haven't actually been through the bios on Michael as of yet.
Michael actually laid down a hand pre-flop just now, though.
No.
It is 5-3 off under the gun. Nope, I'm
No.
sorry. The graphic went off and it came back on again. He is in the hand. I apologize.
Yeah, Michael Merharuni, his name. He's from the USA. He started playing poker 18 years ago. Wow. And his first TV cash game, and his favourite hand is aces, which surprises me. I thought it'd be like 7-3 off or something like that.
This is an interesting flop. We have Boris with top pair, Romeo with the gut shot straight draw, and Michael, of course, leading out with air.
Yeah, with the complete air ball, and he's been doing a lot of these leads.
Romeo has nothing, doesn't want to continue with the gut shot.
No,
Boris will likely come along at this point against Michael.
I think we've got a fist pump flat call on the flop with our hand.
Yeah.
Boris, wow, okay.
Interesting.
So he's
it's
got
an
the whole
easy
table
poker
scared of
cabin.
him now.
Yeah.
Michael is playing almost every hand, leading all the time. His bet sizing's all over the place, and he's getting people to fold top pair after he leads into that many people. What I think Boris might not be thinking of is Michael is doing this regardless of how many players are in the pot or what the pre-flop action was. He's not considering, so Boris might be thinking, oh, he's betting to 4 players, it must be quite strong.
Yeah.
No, Michael's just betting whenever and for whatever.
I wonder if there's some superstition with the gloves.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys talked about the gloves already.
We did. We thought he might have just come straight from a bank job. And yeah.
It could be also like a germ thing. You know, poker chips can get pretty dirty.
Yeah, that's true actually.
At least in the U.S. where he's from, a lot of people just tend not to wash their hands.
Oh, really?
You know,
That's
when they're in the
scummy.
toilet, running to the break, and then they just
Oh, I see.
they
So
just
a lot
don't.
of,
So
lot of
the
germs being
chips are
flying around.
pretty nasty, actually.
Christ.
Carrying around sanitizer is a good idea if you're going over.
Yeah,
to
that's
the
not a
US
bad
to play
idea
poker.
actually. You don't realise the amount of germs that you pick up.
You see a lot better habits in Europe, but still
People look
these
after
chips are
themselves
very
here in
old.
Slovakia, don't they?
Yeah.
The local females were very impressive, to say the least.
Scarmaker's saying he's a germaphobe, which,
He is actually a
which makes
germaphobe.
sense if you're in a casino. The chips are perhaps the dirtiest thing.
Good
you can
read
find
from our man Jason. Yeah,
without,
yeah.
without picking things up from the ground and putting them in your mouth.
Exactly, yeah. And so Michael's going to be in there for. Doesn't
He
decide
is sitting
to.
on a piece of newspaper.
Oh, is he?
Interesting. That's a bit over the top.
Wow,
but
that's too much.
okay. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit late, unshook 1. The free roll has been and gone in terms of registration, I believe. Try and find it in the lobby. You might be able to still get in for a tiny stack, but still a free shot at the glory of a seat and a package. So Michael's going to go for a lead now. He decides to check call the flop, and he actually has a decent hand. Oh, Sasha's going to go for a thin value raise. I like it against Michael because his range is so wide, and we want to price some of the hands like he's got. He's got a combo draw here, so any 6. Any 6 or diamond? Am I missing anything? Oh. Whoa! Both come at the same time, and this is ridiculous because we've been seeing these kind of runouts all day, every day. It's been really tough for the best hand to actually keep the lead. And Michael now, look, he's literally licked his lips.
Sasha's gonna hate life.
Yeah,
here. Getting 8 jacks cracked with 8-2 suited.
Ace-2 suited, and he just knows that he's not going to be able to call on this river. That's the nut worst river for him because it brings
He'll see
flush
this hand
and straight
later
draws.
though, and he's not going to be happy with that. But
Yeah.
from the big blind and all that, you
Yeah.
know, that hand is actually more standard than some of the other hands I've seen.
Wow, what a card. And as the chat says, here comes the flush, Bazillionaire on the money. It's been a bit of a recurring theme of the night. We've been seeing some unlucky runouts and some players, get hit in the deck with variance, that's for sure. So a nice disciplined fold from seat 3, Sasha. And he moves on to the next hand without taking a big hit there.
And it looks like Henry's ready to get back in.
Yeah, I'm just going to hop out.
Oh, you're going to hop out. All right, I'll move over.
What's been going on?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
What's been going on?
I've been enjoying Michael, basically.
Yeah.
We found out about the gloves. It is because of germ reasons.
Okay.
It's not just the fact that he is from the United States, where sometimes the chips aren't in the best shape bacteria-wise.
He's from the United States, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
At
that.
least that's what his bio says.
Wow. Whereabouts is he from in the
It
United States?
doesn't say.
Doesn't
Well,
say.
I'm going to try to talk to him afterwards
Yeah, we'll have a chat.
if he's playing in a side game or if he's in the lounge area. Maybe we'll get an interview with him on Facebook as well. We'll see how it works
And
out.
the Scarmaker picking up on a bet sizing tell. Yeah, we picked up on a bit of a timing tell earlier on as well.
Scarmaker says he's played with him outside of this festival before,
Okay.
so he has some,
But it's
he has
really
some
small
information
ones.
we don't have, actually.
He makes a big hand. Not the first time he did that.
Because he's new to the Cash Game Festival. Actually, the earlier stream where he came on near the end was, I think, his first appearance ever at a feature table. And yeah, we don't have that much information on him outside of what we've seen, and what we've seen we love. I mean, we don't necessarily love if you're just learning how to play ABC poker, but we love it for the action.
Obviously, and he's definitely been an action man along with Dimonov in seat 8. So yeah, they've both been getting very sticky, getting involved, and Dimonov's sat currently on about 5k. Michael's sat on about 3k.
Michael has more than that, so I don't know. Michael, according to the graphics, Michael has more than 5k. but maybe we're missing something.
Maybe
here.
there's a couple of white chips at the bottom there that we can't quite see, blending in with the yellows, because obviously they're worth, I believe, 500 apiece. I think if I can get my if I get the chip colours correctly. I know the yellows are 100, blacks 25, the burgundy type reds are 5s, and the reds are singles, they're 1s. So got a straddle in play from Demidov.
That's good to see.
Alex under the gun +1. We're sweating his hand at the moment. Haven't seen it yet as he hasn't had the chance to put it on the scanner. King 8 puts on the scanner.
That's not in Alex's range. It's basically only in Michael's range, maybe.
And Devin's range, that's for sure. And Kevin on the button does decide to come in with the Queen 9 offsuit. Obviously has two very loose players behind. Mario completes the big blind as well. Michael with the King 4 of diamonds. Devinov in the straddle.
Do you think we'll see a raise here?
Certainly.
Oh, we
He bumps up to 95. 95 to go.
So it's Demidov with the big stack, you're right, the 5K.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Michael also has 5K.
Michael has 3.3k.
3.3.
Demidov bumps up. Kevin, not the type of player to limp fold. Comes on for the ride with the Queen 9 offsuit.
And he's played a bit with Demidov. He knows Demidov will do that with any two.
Wow, what an action flop here. Demidov flops top 2. Michael with the King High flush draw. Checks in the small blind. Demidov tends to always lead out on the bigger side, so it's 175 into 300.
Net fold from Kevin, obviously, there.
It hasn't really managed to get much going so far, unfortunately.
He looks a little frustrated, Kevin.
Yeah, he does.
Normally he's always smiling.
Yeah, that's true. And Michael comes on for the call. 4 on the turn, so he does pick up a pair to go with the flush draw. Devinov obviously still in the lead with the top 2, has 69% against Michael's 31.
We'll probably see a bet of about 500, do you think?
I believe so, yeah. 450 to 500 and 425.
Okay.
1.1k in the pot already. Michael and Devinov both chip leaders at this table. I would have preferred to see a bigger sizing from Devinov purely because of Michael's stack size. I would have liked him to go bigger. I would like to see like a pot size bet just so on the river he can get a massive chunk of Michael's stack if he had a hand to call with. And river is the Jack of Hearts. Doesn't change anything from Michael. Devinov still with the best hand. 1.5k in the pot. He does get the tick mark next to his name. He's going to be up to 6k, and he's probably going to bet around, I'd like to see a bet of about 1,100. He tends to go big on the river. He might bet, yeah, I mean, he's been going big normally. So I'd like to see a bet between 900 and 1,100.
It looks like he tossed out a little bit less there, but we could be wrong. There could be, they might not all be, nope, 700.
700 goes for a half pot, goes for a bit of value, and Michael shows him the King 4 of diamonds and folds. Deminov taking that 2.2k pot, and he's now up to 5.9k.
Sick.
Just absolute scenes here. I mean, imagine having a 5.9k stack in a 5-10 game. Don't remember where exactly he was from. The force is definitely with Deminov today. It surely is Shory Repper. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. You've been really active throughout the entire stream. And was in there screaming for a 4 on the river. It didn't come in. And bet 1337. So he representing bet 10 euros into the 1.1k. It would have been really interesting. We saw a bet from Franke earlier on. 107 euros in the pot. Okay, the flops come ace, jack, 4, 3 clubs. Frankie's got 7, 6 of hearts. 5 players in the pot. Frankie bets out 5 euros into 107, takes it down.
Wow.
Leads out with the 7 high, 5 euros into 107. No one had a club. One player had the 7 of clubs. Nobody had a pair. And the 5 euros got the job done. And I was like,
how often does that happen?
Exactly. I was like, guys, if you ever want to know how to get 4 people to fold, just bet 5 euros into 107. It gets the job done. And Raj 888 down 7 big blinds. Needs to shove, get it in there, spin it up. We saw a guy come back from 3 big blinds to go on to actually win it on Thursday night. So he won himself a €2,000 package. A few hands here in the mix. Alex has limped under the gun with the 9-8 of diamonds. Michael has decided to come along for the ride on the button with King Deuce offsuit. Mario elects to go with the call with the ace jack from the small blind, and Demonov once again
Mystery
up in
cards
the
this
stakes, sweating live with Demonov. Last time he did this, he had queens, but then after that, he had 8-5. So
I would say like 10 high is kind of like the plus-minus range.
Yeah, we do. Yes. Demonov counting out his stack there. He's got absolute chunks in front of him.
Mario could actually find a big bet here. The pot's already at... Wow.
Yeah, it's already like half his stack in the pot already.
Yeah.
We're sweating live here with Demonov. That's two, yeah, so rapper. Demonov has 2 mid-range suited cards. Whenever you feel like shoving, I'm here for you. Giggle Piglet letting us know in the chat. And the flop comes King 8. Well, I've just mixed that board up from one side to the other. 8 Queen King, 2 hearts. Demonov does check. Alex checks bottom pair with, well, not much backdoor potential going on there, and turns brings an interesting card, the Ace of Hearts. Demonov does elect to bet out. Looks like he's bet out 150 into 300.
We'll probably never know what he had here because it's going to be taken down, and we don't have the graphics. But
Really
I'm just going to
unfortunate
assume he had 6 high there.
Let's say he had 6 high and he just bullied Alex out of that pot. Alex hasn't really managed to get much going for him, unfortunately.
Look at the diversity on these pre-flop races. We have Kevin and Romeo basically never raising a pot.
Yeah.
That means they probably raised 1 time pre-flop.
Yeah. And
Mario barely better.
Michael and Demonov obviously in there just...
It's interesting with Mario at 10% because if you remember earlier in the festival, Mario was the guy that was being very active, like on the day one.
Exactly.
So he's finding that this table's really active. Maybe the strategy is to dial it back.
He's unfortunately folded the best hand quite a few times so far tonight, and tell by his body language, but it's not going his way. But hey,
Mario's a good guy, always
still
smiling.
has time, always smiling. But yeah, we'll have a chat with him after the stream to see what his thoughts were and give us a recap.
Good. Well, I'm going to let George back in.
Thanks very much for joining us, as always. Jason Glatzer in the building there for you guys, giving a bit of feedback and analysis on the 5-10 game that we've got running for you. Live from the Banco Casino in Bratislava, Slovakia, brought to you by the Cash Game Festival. We've got some 5-10 action going for you. And I think we've got about another hour's worth of play in this exact lineup.
Lovely. No followers over the last 39 minutes, guys. Come on, we are dropping a little bit in the viewer count as well, so do make sure, if you have enjoyed the stream, it only takes a couple of seconds of your time to share the link for Cash Game Festival, twitch.tv/Cash Game Festival, live from the Banco Casino, Bratislava. We go around Europe giving you cash game action live on Twitch. The next stop is going to be Tallinn. It's the 5th to the 29th of April. We're both going to be there, and the winner of the Unibet free roll as well is going to be joining us too. 2K's worth of package up for grabs. Let's have a look and see how that is developing.
Swing and a miss for everyone on this board. Is the first limped pot that I've seen at this table. So it's going to be whoever bets it's going to take it by the looks of things. No one's got anything.
So Michael with a background on the Commerce Casino, somewhere around the LA area. Pretty massive bet size himself, definitely. And he bets real small once he makes a big hand. He also bet quite small. He had the ace high flush draw as well on the flop and on the turn, and then jammed the river. Got a caller from Boris and won a huge pot there. That's where the majority of his 2.6k stack has come from. Rivering the nut flush versus Boris's top pair. Boris in a bit of a hellish spot. Decided to go with it versus fairly unpredictable kind of player.
Yeah,
can't blame him for that. Tip 1 for poker players, don't play with dicks unless it's your own. I'm not too sure about that on the live scene. I'm pretty sure you're going to be getting an instant ban from the casino if you're playing with your own whilst mixing in with the cards as well.
Piglet, I'm going to focus more on the drinks now. Obviously had a few already. It is a Saturday night and getting wavy in the chat. Love it.
Absolutely. Let's get wavy. I've had a couple of beers as well. Managed to still speak, which is nice. Bit of a difference from last night.
Demidov absolutely crushing.
Wow, well, we were, and he crushed it earlier as well. So he looks like he's in prime position to win that Cash Game Festival trophy. 460 big blinds is the current winner, so that's going to look like about a 500 big blind profit so far.
Yeah,
so very
manages
well
to
done
hold.
to Demidov. As a couple of people have alluded to in the chat, the guy cannot lose. Every pot, he's in there. If he hasn't got the best hand on the flop, he finds a way. So that's the way to do it, really.
Always finds a way.
Always finds a way. Where is John, guys? John is currently stranded in Vienna. Are you about, John? I saw him in the Twitch chat earlier, and he was giving some good feedback and analysis, which is great because you guys get to see the stream for free. We're giving you the free roll as well, and you're getting hand analysis from one of the best players around on the European circuit. So what more could you ask for? Only 90 of you tuning in. I'm a bit disappointed by that. There's definitely
There he is. He's in the
hey,
building.
Vienna.
And
So,
Michael raising it up to 50 from the hijack with 10-4 offsuit.
Wow.
Romeo just decides to come along with the flat call in the big blind after Demidov decided to come along with 8-5 suited. And this could be interesting turn card here. Demidov turns open-ended straight draw with the flush draw to go
Wow,
with it.
huge card for Demidov. He's almost flipping with just the turn, with just the river to come, and it folds to him. And this is probably going to work. Although Romeo, I wouldn't be too disappointed to see him. Sorry, I wouldn't be too surprised to see him call one here. He knows that Demidov's very wide. It is a double flush board, so plenty of bluffing combos on this one. He doesn't even have the jacks with spades or the jack of clubs, so unblocks all of the potential hands that Demidov might be firing. Well, some of the potential hands Demidov might be firing a bluff with here. So definitely, probably going to be worth calling one. Yeah, and he obliges, and I like this play so far. Demidov is certainly going to be wider than just Ace-X here. He's going to have all sorts, and he does have one of the best hands to be bluffing with, 8-5 of clubs. So he's got the open ender, he's got the flush draw. Guys, how predictable is this going to be? What do we think the river's going to be? Is it going to be the 4 of clubs?
Jack of clubs.
Queen of clubs, there we go. So Demidov locks it up again, €700 pot, and Romeo in a slightly easier decision because the club comes, but it is an overcard as well, so adds some hands that Demidov might be able to beat him with, like Queen X of spades, hands like that. Be interesting to see what the sizing is from Demidov on the river.
Romeo reaching
Whoa.
for chips, and this is a
What is he going for, a feeler bet and then just folds to a raise? I'm not really too sure about this line.
300 and 700. Doesn't block anything, and
I think Demidov said his favourite hand was Jack 10 suited, but he's going to be loving 8-5 of clubs in this spot, that's for sure. A little bit bemused by the looks of things. Possibly angling. Seems like the sort of player that would raise all sorts of hands here. Yeah, he's got raising chips. He's probably going to make it 600, is he? Just a little click back.
Fashioned min click. The man keeps embarrassing these twos with hands like 8-5. Hey, you got to play any two to actually. You can't win if you fold, right?
No.
Can't win if you fold. So.
And this is the problem with Romeo's lead on the river here. He doesn't get called by too many worse hands, and he's going to get raised a lot, either as a bluff or for value. So he kind of just puts €300 of dead money in there out of position versus an aggressive player, and is woken up with a raise.
Demidov up to 6.8k. It's just
Absolutely ridiculous. That's 580 big blind profit. Pocket jacks he had. We had
Jack.
5 of clubs. So nothing. Very nice. We've got Demidov with us on our right hand side, just having a little break. They are about 20 minutes ahead of us, so he's just interested to see what his opponent had there, and will be no doubt slightly surprised to know that he was up against pocket jacks. None of us are too sure what he was trying to achieve with the bet with the jacks there, and did get raised on the river, had to fold. So Demidov improves his stack to 6.8k.
really interesting. The dealers dealt Kevin in, even though he's not at the table.
How much did Carroll end up winning yesterday? I can't quite remember, Henry. Do you remember how much Carroll won? I'm pretty sure he was up. We have been commentating on live action for 6 hours a day. We've seen all sorts of hands. It's been a bit tough sometimes. Some of the players that have been on the stream have been coming up to me saying, what did this guy have here?
Yeah.
And it's like, mate, I've commentated on 500 hands today.
Yeah. It's tough to remember every single one.
Exactly,
but,
exactly. But we're doing our best and we're having a good time, so that's the main thing. And I hope you guys in the chat are as well. Twitch.tv/CashGameFestival. Please tell all your friends. Let's make sure we can get that viewer count up slightly.
So Michael limped with the King 6. Different approach from me. He normally likes making about 20x pre-flop, but maybe he's a bit worried that Demonov now has him covered massively. And I was sweating with Demonov again. Can't quite see what he has. Does check back the flop.
Michael's turned himself a gut shot, so from the way he's been playing, I'm sure we're going to see some chips flying here. Demonov with the ace-king, he's actually got the best of it. It's going to be tough to realise that he does have the best hand. But facing such a small bet, probably going to be coming along. Could have the best hand, does beat some draws. And a jack on the river. Is Michael going to fire another one here? Obviously King High Showdown is never going to be the best hand, facing a call on his turn lead. I guess he does beat some of the weaker draws and straight draws type thing, but does block some of those himself. And he does go for a check, so €205 pot, and Demonov's going to check it back. And he's going to be quite happy to see that he's got the best of it.
Another €200 pot going to Demonov.
Holding it up, so happy days. Bounty now or save tomorrow. Going as far AFK, 5 minutes. AFK, not too sure what that is.
Away from
Solid.
keyboard, 5 minutes to answer in chat.
Who's in the free roll? Great question, Mar90Dis. I really want to hear from some of you having a deep run in there, and I will be able to have a little search and see if we can get the action up. Chicken win on a stack of 385,000 at the moment. There is, whoa. A little bit of a calamity from some of the local staff trying to pick up the food. Did you not enjoy the salmon today?
Why?
There's a bit left, isn't there?
No, that was
just the rice.
Skin underneath. No, it was lovely.
Okay.
Absolutely lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
we love a bit
85
of salmon.
out of the 1,800 players left remaining.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweating
So
the
sweaty
2K
action.
package.
Let's see how many people are going to be.
How many
in...
big blinds has the chip leader got? About 10?
Yeah. What is the? Where does it say the blinds? Not totally sure, but the average stack's 6,500. Right. I've got the table up of the current chip leader, Chicken Win, and the tournament is on break. So 5-minute break for you guys. If anyone's still in there. If anyone has stuck around because you enjoyed the stream or you just have it on the side and you are still in the free roll, let us know. 89 of you vying for that 2K package. Thanks very much for the solid commentary feedback from Scarmaker. Yeah, really enjoying ourselves here, and we're on a bit of a learning curve ourselves. I feel as though my game's a lot better just from watching and commentating.
Some of these guys that have been involved in the games over the last few days really know what they're doing, and they don't mind speaking to you other players like us afterwards and just giving us advice.
We tend to remember most of the notable hands, so it's often, you know, a shot at nothing. People will respect the fact and, you know, like the fact that you are in the mix in the commentary booth, so seem a bit more open with you as well, don't they?
They do,
and we've had some good feedback from the likes of players like Mario, who's clearly a very good live cash player.
Michael takes down with the 10 high. Just loves the lead with any two after limping from under the gun. Takes that one down. Boris in the big blind with the best hand. Has Jack free, but not getting involved.
Lucky Henri. Very unfortunate to get busted by 6-7 off versus his aces. We did see one of our regulars lose aces versus 10-4 with only 6 left in that tournament as well. So that was 2 days ago on Thursday night. Unfortunately that, and a similar kind of spot for you. The above hand doesn't quite seem notable. It's a bad beat story, isn't it, I guess, but when it is in the free roll and the hopes and dreams of joining us over in Tallinn have been crushed, I'm fairly accepting of people that have been busted in such a sick fashion. So runner flush has been the theme of the night for us here at the Cash Game Festival. we've been seeing over the last 2 days as well. Demidov has hit a couple of runner flushes to win huge pots.
Absolute chunks.
Yeah.
83 in the building.
And it looks like hashtag Demidov is going to be trending on Twitter later on. I quite like your new verb that you've gone for there. Just lost a hand 10-10 versus 5-7 off. He got 2 pair. What you haven't told us is that you limp pre-flop and then you've just
you've limped
bet
small
one big
blind
on
versus
the flop.
big blind. It's come 7-5-3 rainbow, and you've jammed it in there. And Boris with he's really been slow playing these big hands.
It's a weird way of playing it. Not something I'd be doing. Action table, people are going to be calling your 3 bets with just about anything. And he is small blind versus cutoff, so should really be pumping it up here. Romeo is in there with ace-6. You know, you crush that kind of hand. Michael's in there with any 2. Obviously, the queen-5 offsuit. Crush that one as well. Any 2, let go. So Boris not really winning the max here. Being a bit disappointing to see him slow play like this. What's he going to do on the turn? I would elect to bet quite big now. It's a double flush board, and he does go for almost the full pot size and gets a couple of folds. So yeah, I'd raise 4x pre on this. Oh, you raised 4x pre with the 10s. Wow, we were 5-7 off. How the hell did that one get in there?
Just had a feeling, obviously.
Just had a feeling.
That's the best one that I hear. You know, when someone wants a big hand with something like 10-4 suit, they're like, yeah, I just had a feeling.
Thought it was coming. Yeah.
I knew the 4-4 flop was coming in, and
they've had a cheeky wink with the dealer, who is a seasoned mechanic. He's found the cards for them, and they've taken all your money. It can be sickening sometimes losing.
Sure, the guy who was either tilted or related to Demidov. Everyone getting involved in the chat.
And Demidov as well, just there on the. What did he say?
He said the guy who called you was either tilted or related to Demidov.
It could be his brother on the online free roll. A lot of love for Demidov. He just did come and have a little rail on the side, see what's going on.
Giggle, how many drinks have you had tonight by any chance? Because the amount of typos tonight compared to the other streams.
Yeah, you seem quite eloquent in the other stream. Slightly degenerating. Michael comes in for a limp. King 3 offsuit.
Obviously,
standard stuff
in
for him.
Denver's going to make about 19x pre with the pocket 6s, and decides to limp. I'm going to go and check his temperature, see if he's okay.
I thought he'd be making it about 50 here. Alex, he's going to come along. His hand is plenty good enough, and actually, it does go for the isolation raise, so I quite like it. A lot of action players there that are going to call out of position versus him. He's going to be able to navigate post-flop quite easily. Kevin in the big blind comes along for 40. I like the flat. Doesn't close the action though, but haven't seen a limp raise from either Demidov or Michael yet. And what's happened here? Wow, Demidov does go for the over limp back raise with pocket 6s. Folds out Alex, who gets out the way, and Kevin. What a man! We love our man Kevin from Ireland. Kevin Malone in the building.
Absolute gent.
He is not believing a word of it. Got a pot-sized bet left behind. Let's hope for a low flop for Kevin so that he can commit his stack. And oh my God! Demidov running so hot once again. Flops middle set.
The guy is running just so
Kevin
good.
is probably going to think this hand is his hand is good here. He's got a backdoor flush draw. He's got 8s. He's got second pair to the jack over the 6. Ace on the turn. Ace on the turn, that should help Kevin not put in another penny. We do like Kevin, we're rooting for him in this game for sure. What's Demidov going to do? Looks like he's bet 200 this time, so very small sizings with his nutted hand.
Shore Up is leaving us now. Thanks very much for getting involved, and please do tune in again tomorrow. It's been great having you involved in the chat, and thanks for tuning in, buddy. Have a good evening. And,
Sure, you wrap back tomorrow, mate, so don't miss out. About 6 o'clock local time. Do you know what time that is in
5 p.m. UK
5
time,
p.m. UK?
and anywhere else in Europe will be 7 p.m.
Yeah, I agree with the Scar Maker. This bet sizing doesn't really make too much sense because he is so bluffy a lot of the time. He doesn't use these sizings when he bluffs, so fairly face up, and an excellent discipline lay down from Kevin. He only put in another €100 when he had the worst of it, and got the majority of the pot in when he had the best hand. And
even gives the tap on the table to say nice hand, even though he's out flopped. But yeah, quickly. Actually, the amount of typos is the same sober or drunk. Okay, fair enough. Sounds like a really measly excuse to being drunk, really.
So Demidov is running the table over, taking a nice phone call. 6.3k profit in this session, about 4k profit in the previous session. He's up over 10k for 2 streams in one day, and is absolute mountain of chips in front of him. Looks baller as hell, doesn't it? That stack, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely does. And
Demigod, yeah, Demigod is quite a good one actually. I like that. Let's call him Demigod. Brr, I'm chilly. Get yourself another jumper on Sightgasm. Turn the heating up.
I can't believe this run. I've never seen.
Boys, we're going to get food after the stream. Jeffrey, sorry, absolutely. Sounds decent to me. Still pretty hungry. I've only had, 2 meals today. I'm usually a 5 meal a day man.
Demidov with the mid-raise under the gun, sweating his hand currently. Alex, I think I've got one with the 8-7 suited 3 bets to 65. I haven't seen this much from Alex, so it's nice to see. Maybe he's sick and tired of everything. Maybe he's sick of the way the table's been going. And
I don't think so. I think he's just wanting to isolate Demigod. Knows that he's going to get a nice hand to play in position, and does actually have the best hand with 8-7. So Demidov is going to call. Wow, what a flop for Alex. Flops the bottom end of the straight plus a flush draw. Possibly going to see a check, but against a player that plays as much as Demidov, going to have to continue this one. And look at that. That is the face of a man that has just flopped the effective nuts. This is such a huge hand to have against Demidov. You're just praying he's got any kind of jack, any kind of flush draw. Just a piece, really. Any Queen X. He probably calls with his King X type hands as well with the gut shot. You and your kebab, Jeffrey. But now that I'm drunk, ask whatever you want to know from a Finnish person. Yeah, what's the cash game scene like in Finland? How do you forge your poker activity? Do you prefer to play online? Do you play live? Which sites do you play on? Let us know. So Alex bets 60, and he's going to be gutted to see that he's not got any action. Flops about as good as he can, and doesn't get another cent. So unfortunate one to take. That's a form of tilt in itself, when you are constantly flopping good hands and the players that are quite active in other pots aren't paying you off. I've definitely felt that kind of tilt before, watching people stacking off all over the place with ridiculous hands, and then you wait there, patient, solid, playing good poker, and can't find the spot. So in the live realm, you're only seeing about 20 hands an hour. It's really, really difficult to manage to get into a spot with a hand good enough against some of the weaker players or the more recreational players on the table.
That's for sure, and it's been patient. Unlucky in a few spots earlier on in the night. Started off where it was up about 600, then lost that big pot, and it's been hovering around starting stack throughout the entire session so far. Still plenty of time for him to get some momentum going. And let's have a look here. So Kevin's limped from the cutoff with ace-3 of diamonds. Michael's called from the button, and Kevin just flopping the absolute world here. Top pair with the nut flush draw, and checks round to Michael on the button, who's got 9 high, like a boss. He decides to lead out. Everyone else gets out of the way, and Kevin just loving life at the moment, probably going to check turn as well and just let the man hang himself.
Absolutely, that should be first and foremost. Can't be too worried. When you've got a hand like top pair against a player as action heavy as Michael, you just want to be checking it down and letting him hang himself. So remember when we saw him with the ace-4 suited, he did actually barrel the turn. Now with the 0 equity, he doesn't, so it'd be an interesting thing to remember.
Wow.
And he does get a bet out of Michael on the river. Kevin checks again with the nut flush. And Kevin's going to go for a shove, and is he going to be able to eke out another €210 from Michael, who makes a ridiculous bet with fourth pair? on the fifth pair, sorry, bottom pair on the river. Does block the diamonds, I guess. Poor Kevin down to 40 big blinds. Sad. Never mind. Yeah, the free roll is the chip leader is actually on 24 big blinds, and
wow.
he's got quite a big lead. So let's have a look there. How many left? About 69 of you. With how many did we say were going to be getting something out of it? 48, same as Thursday, going to be getting at least a €25 cash ticket. €25 ticket will get you a buy-in for 100 big blinds in a 10-25 game. You're going to have to play 320 hands if you want to cash out a profit. I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe if you lose a couple of big blinds, you're actually able to take out, let's say, 24, 25 or something if you lose a round on orbit in cash.
Scarmaker making a really good point. Michael with a real tight fold there. Solid, disciplined play. Yeah,
Absolutely.
couldn't agree more. The guy's just locked up after winning that big pot.
Been playing poker for 16 years, and he's learnt obviously to fold the 4 there to the aggression.
I really want Kevin to just hopefully just go on a bit of a heater, picking up a few answers.
My 90 disc is still in there. Yeah, I'd love to see Kevin get in the mix. Obviously, he's won a nice pot there. Got the absolute max as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Checked
So,
it, checked and checked river, and
yeah, he's going to be calling with all of these kind of hands. Really wants to get in the mix with a hand that can play so well. Post flop, 5-3 suited, perfectly reasonable. Just doesn't fold the action with the aggressive players on his left. So I might have elected to fold myself, but I can see why Kevin wants to get in the pot. There's going to be a lot of action, and he's going to be able to get in cheap. Oh wow, so you can change the tickets to MTT tickets. Crazy Rabbi, thanks very much for that info. Didn't know that ourselves. So what have we got here? So Michael's actually gone for the raise, the ISO raise, and no one's got a king, and no one looks to have a piece of it at all. So it looks like it's going to be a bet and take from Michael, the way that the game's been playing. Demidov, I guess, has a backdoor jack high flush draw and some backdoor straight draws, and he's going to instantly fold. So Michael's bet is probably going to get through here. Kevin can't do anything with the 5-3 suited.
absolute scenes from Michael. He's just been fearless throughout the entire game, and leading out, pot, 2x pot, 3x pot, 19 bigs pre, really doesn't mind just getting involved. And man is, yes, but I'm not very good, 60-70k stat. There's still 10 big blinds and a dream.
Yeah, I've got your table up now, so good luck, good luck.
I think Michael hates raising pre-flop because as an aggressor he can't lead the flop.
Yeah,
Scarmaker.
He usually likes to go for the old donk bet, doesn't he? We've seen that quite a lot. Mile 90 dis in the big blind now, if they do fold, we'll have just over 3 big blinds. Sorry, just under 4 big blinds. Tight spot here. I don't like the blinds, they're so big. Yeah, it's a hyper turbo format. You're going to have to be shoving and be prepared to take these spots. What did you have here out of interest? What did you have in that spot there where you were considering the call? The antes are bigger than the... Yeah. Just got to adjust. You've got to play your stack very, very aggressively. There's a lot of people that are over-folding in these kind of stacks.
Yeah.
And
especially close to the money as well.
Exactly. It is quite close now, mate, so don't be frightened. Remember that the €25 ticket is fairly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. You're playing for the package and the package only. There is only one package to give away today, so you've got to make sure you maximise your chance of gaining that and playing aggressively and taking the thin spots that you might feel a bit uncomfortable about, but you're going to have to do if you want to win, because it's going to be, even if you get a couple of shoves through now. Oh, 8-2 off is fine. What have you got here in the small blind? I'm probably going to be shoving 100% of hands in this format, to be honest, off your stack. Yeah, and then this, I'm not going to be calling 100%, that's for sure.
And Kevin went in with the limp here from the hijack with the ace 4 hearts. Michael made it 50 pre-flop, went check on the flop. Kevin checked turn, Michael bet 100, so pot size bet from Michael on the turn. Kevin's checked river, and that jack doesn't really change much if he felt like he was ahead on the turn, and Michael could put him in a world of pain though here, because we've seen him bet out very big sometimes.
I think Kevin's got a fairly standard bluff catcher here, the way that the hand's played.
Yeah, definitely. It's not often we've seen Michael check flops either.
No, Michael's checked flop. Surely, if he's betting, he's betting all sorts really. So, and then he goes for a pot-sized bet on the turn with his 2 overs and a gutter. He doesn't improve now and is faced with a jack river. It's going to be hard for him to tell a story of having a jack on a board with a flush draw and a lot of draws. You're going to see players usually continue with their top pair hands almost 100% of the time, so it'll be a pretty tough sell. I guess he could rep a thin value bet with like 10s or a 9x kind of hand, but no, he does check back and actually played that one quite well after the pot size bet on the flop on the turn. Yeah, I hoped as well. Small blind 6-4 off is going to be a fold for sure. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Mar 90 Dis looks like one of our only players live in the chat to be in with a chance of winning that package. Has called off the last 3 and a bit bigs. I know that might sound trivial, but everyone has got about that stack at the moment. Honestly, it's very short stacked. Stamped 3 in the small blind after Mars called off a cut-off shove. Is having a think. Is covered by the shover on in the cut-off, who has just 5.5 bigs. And hit 1, 3, 3. So ace 9, we need an ace. Ace. Oh no, because the jack had already hit on the flop, so he was dead on the turn, unfortunately. Unlucky. Definitely a hand that you want to be going with. Ace 9 is going to be good enough there. Scarmaker, get yourself here. There is a long waiting list, as you can imagine. I've just had a look over into the casino lobby, and my friend Oliver White is sitting here eagle-eyed waiting to get himself in the mix.
Yeah, he is.
A very good player from the UK, someone that's given me a lot of help and coaching over the last 6 months or so. Very good to have him here with us, having a good time, regardless of busting some of the tournaments and getting a little bit lucky in that respect.
Yeah, and yeah, GG MA90 Dis. Lovely stuff from you. Deep run, just couldn't get it through, couldn't find an ace. And Kevin's limped on it goes well. He seems to be taking the approach to this game. He knows there's going to be a raise behind. He knows if he makes it 30, there's a good chance that he then gets 3-bet by either Michael or Demonov. So he's decided to flat King 10 now, flatted ace for the previous hand, and then called the 5x from Michael. Alex is the pre-flop progression in this spot. He's ISO'd on the button with King, Queen, offsuit.
Gonna have to follow it up on a board like this, I think.
100%, couldn't agree more. And
pretty dry. All in and get a beer. Absolutely, I love that. And cheers to that. Oh, thanks very much, Mark. Good to have you along. Mar 90 Dis. Busted the free roll, but showing some good spirit there, joining us in the chat. And what's going on here? Is that a raise or a call?
It's a call from
Michael's
Michael.
called. He is actually ahead. He's got a backdoor straight draw. Ace high could be good on this board. Kevin's not called. It depends how much of a functioning alcoholic you are, Crazy Rabbit. I've seen some players that play drunk. Our mate Dan always used to play after a couple of beers, and he was a pretty tough player to have.
He was. And Alex.
Wow, what a turn card.
Top pair, and Michael decided to float flop to a continuation bet, and gets unlucky here against Alex. So I'd like to see.
Let's see a nice healthy sizing here. Targeting basically any pocket pair, ace highs, 9x. A lot of hands that Michael can be coming along with. We have a stack of 880. I guess he might be worried because Michael is playing basically any 2 hands that he does have a lot of 7s in his range, but does get the fold on the turn, picks up that pot, €175 profit from that one, and he moves the stack up to 1.2k, so good stuff there.
Dealer just sorting the rake out by the looks of it. Alex, like, send me that pot, I haven't won one in a long time, and yeah, it does finally get the pot. So Alex, up about 200 on the session. Boris, I believe, is down about 800. He did start off with about 2k. Mario down 400, Kevin down 175. Managed to claw back a bit. Obviously, Demidov, massive winner. I believe he started off with 1k, up 6.2k. He's teaching John how it's done, or showing John how it's done. And John already said in the chat earlier on, he wished he was here so he could get involved in this 5-10 action, and I don't blame you, buddy. And,
I agree with Giggle Piglet in the chat. No one's going to die if you're playing poker drunk. You can't make a comparison with playing poker and driving drunk. Very, very shrewd observation, and come on, drinking equals liquid courage. Yeah, it does make you just feel a little bit more relaxed as well. I've met a lot of players that seem to have 1 or 2 beers before they play. It just means that they're not sort of self-conscious over giving off tells or things like that, and they can relax and feel a bit better. Especially on the TV table, we've seen a few people just sipping a beer quietly. Yeah. It's not going to get them too pissed, but will not make much of a difference apart from just giving them slight relaxation. So Michael's had enough.
Look at that stack from Demidov here in the bottom corner. Absolute chunks. Wow.
He's limped these hands, he's raised these hands. Romeo way too weak here. You've got a player that's playing all sorts. You should be 3-betting for value here, and I'd like to see a sizing of about 75. Michael's just not going to be going anywhere with pretty much any hand that he opens. Boris, pretty good flop to defend the big blind and flop himself a gut shot with a flush draw. Romeo as well has got 2 overcards and the ace-high flush draw. Swing and a miss for Michael as usual, because he does play 75% of the hands, so he's going to miss a lot of flops. And it folds round to Romeo, who's going to take a stab from the button. 40 euros. A bit of a tight fold from Boris there, who had a gut shot and a flush draw. That's it seems like if you're going to defend 9-8 off, why wouldn't you continue when you flop that well? But hey ho. If it's a low stakes MTT, I might get smashed. Yeah, especially the live ones, because quite fun. I don't drink alcohol at all, so can't add anything to this combo. Spelt wrong, possibly due to the nature of his sobriety. Definitely a lie from Jeffrey there. Absolutely can be seen past the hour of 5 o'clock, tucking into beer after beer after beer. Was drinking pure vodka, I think, at that time last night.
With his purple bracelet on, getting the free drinks in, and he was getting drinks in for everyone else as well. Psychgasm, I don't trust anyone that doesn't drink.
Yeah, usually means they're some sort of serial killer and they don't trust their impulses after a few, doesn't it?
So what are you going to do after a few drinks down you? But yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. I can verify it from about 15 different sources, I think. In fact, the entire lobby will have witnessed it today. So, not going to get that bluff through, Jeremy. Jeffrey, sorry. I keep calling you Jeremy.
Michael limping in, ace-jack off here from under the gun. Alex ISOing him again with the king-queen off. Romeo coming on for the ride, the cut-off with the king-4 of diamonds. Kevin gonna fold when he looks down at the 9-4 offsuit, and I've got a funny feeling Michael's gonna come in for cheeky limp raise. We saw Demidov do it earlier on with the pocket sixes, and he does 3-bet to 100. Now Alex in a weird spot, he's got a player behind, even though it is a min click. Not gonna be loving life from an under the gun limp 3-bet. Although obviously Michael up until this point has been very unorthodox in terms of
very
style
unorthodox.
play.
Definitely want to be continuing with King Queen here. Michael's been doing this with all sorts of stuff. We are, yeah.
It's not luck.
Oh, thanks very much.
I wouldn't arrive.
Oh wow! Great to have you.
Wow.
It's not luck. Active in the chat the last couple of days.
Wow.
Fancy joining us on the stream?
Not at the moment.
No?
Tomorrow maybe.
Okay, excellent.
Brilliant.
We're gonna be
Love
here
to have
playing
you.
cash.
Good job, yeah.
Thanks very much,
Yeah.
man. Thank you.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice, we'll come and have a drink
It's not luck in
afterwards.
the building.
Huh?
It's not luck in the building.
It's
You're
not
going to go
luck
for a
in the
beer
building.
afterwards?
There you go, guys.
See you then.
Yesterday in the chat, I don't know if you guys saw.
Thanks, mate.
Day before.
It's the day before. It's not luck said he's going to come and join us. We were kind of trolling him, saying we don't believe you. Get over it.
Yeah.
Just come over to us to introduce himself and shake our hands, guys. If you are in the chat and you really want to get involved in this Cash Game Festival, do what It's Not Luck did and just book yourself a ticket and get over it.
Wow, interesting comment from Roseboom. I've never been called a nerd in my life, but here we go. Hey ho, different perspectives. That's what we like. We want to see as many opinions as possible. Michael here is called. Alex has bet. Michael's called with. Oh my God! Look at this. The amount of fortune that Michael and Demidov have been having is ridiculous. He's literally dead to an ace and does peel off the ace. And what I mean by dead to the ace is that if he hits, well, I suppose if he hits a jack, he's continuing, but he's not going to have the best hand. But Alex is going to know that he's ahead on the flop. And look at this bemused look from Alex. He's kind of thinking, for Christ's sake, why is there a ace on this turn? He's the only player that could continue. Obviously, Michael can conceivably have some like ace-king, ace-queen hands, ace-jack, like what he has. Not the sort of player to fold on a dry ball with ace-high either. We did see him call out of position with ace-5 on a 9-7-7. Mark from Connecticut, thanks very much. Thanks very much for the update. Asked about last night. The tourney he was in, 12 out of 102, 18 paid. Great inspiration. No, great inspiration from you, man. Thanks very much for getting involved.
Great stuff,
really
Mark.
lovely having you involved. And let us know how you're getting on tonight if you are playing. Or is that a 2-day tournament or something and there's still 102 left? Let us know. Irish in Spain with a hilarious comment, actually. I just read this. There's a guy in Marbella, right? He's had 10 beers and he's pretending to be wasted. He's throwing chips about this, that and the other. Alcohol-free beers.
Brilliant.
Great stuff.
Absolutely brilliant.
This is the thing about poker, right? People have found an edge in any kind of format, and live you can do so much with it as well. So obviously if you're playing online, people aren't going to be seeing your drinking habits. But live, this guy's found an edge by pretending to drink beer when it was the alcohol-free variety. So a very shrewd move from him. Love to hear stories like that, guys. Irish in Spain, thanks for sharing.
And NMP fans saying, you're on Twitch, you've officially become inducted into nerdom. This is your life now, commentators. Officially nerds. I don't mind that. I don't mind being labelled a nerd, that's for sure. And,
Giggle. Giggle, what's going on?
Giggles had a few Prosecco's in the sauna tonight, that's for sure. Had herself a barbecue earlier on today and just enjoying the Saturday afternoon. Giggle, whereabouts? You said it would be a bit cold for a barbecue right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Whereabouts are you?
She said she was in, was it Finland?
Not too sure. Remind us of that one, Giggle. NMP fan, people don't get it if they don't know the meme. Not much of a meme watcher myself. Leo, Virgo, both arseholes. Oh, I am a Virgo, so pretty tough one. Virgo is September, right? I'm September the 5th, so bit of a rub down from Giggle Pigget in the chat there, but we'll take it. We're having a good time, so it's good to have everyone active in the chat. Still having a good time. 87 of us viewers. A little bit disappointed about that. We peaked at around 240 earlier on when we released that free roll password.
We did,
and it's a shame not to retain some of you, but I'm sure everyone's busy. People are starting to go out and enjoy their Saturday night, and not everyone's going to be sticking around at home. So good to have you guys in. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know if you're playing anything and how you're getting on. Still not had a follower for an hour. What the hell's going on, guys? Tell all your friends. Just takes 2 seconds to share it on social media. Twitch.tv/CashGameFestival.
Mark from CT saying I'm 63 and still act like.
That's right.
I've lost the truth. Sorry. Yeah, 63 years old and still acts like a college student, and his children think he's still 21 years of age. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant, Mark. I really appreciate you getting involved in the chat and tuning in for a second day in a row. And I'm glad you're doing well in the poker side of things as well. And neared my way to min ticket in the free roll. Raj888 is in the cash. Can you share a link here? Raj88's got into the money, locked himself up a €25 ticket. And hopefully he can see off the rest of the field and turn that into a 2K package. Kevin folds the sixes, correctly so, and really hasn't managed to get anything going tonight, Kevin. He's just been outflopped when he's had the overpairs to the underpairs, hasn't managed to hit any sets, hasn't managed to hit any huge combo hands really, apart from the nut flush that he rivered when he had a short stack. And oh well, he's used to the swings. He knows there are going to be sessions where he's card dead, and he doesn't mind. He'll be still having a fun time afterwards, that's for sure. Always a smile on that guy's face.
knitted my way to min ticket in the free roll. Well done, Raj. We're going to be seeing Raj 888 on the 25 NL action on Unibet, as he has won himself a free roll a cash game ticket via our free roll. 25 euros. Let's hope you can spin that up. Keep us updated with how you're getting on in regards to that cash game ticket. Are you firing it now, or are you going to wait and see what the action is like another day? I'm sure there's going to be some good action on Unibet this late on a Saturday night.
Probably going to DJ and just flick it
Come
in
on,
straight away.
You got to do it.
With the Twitch stream on. And really good question from NMP fan. Hey commentators, any idea if there will ever be actual real money satis for these kind of cash game festival packages online? Really good question. I do know obviously that 32 Red Poker run the Cash League leaderboard, where they give away 2 packages every 2 weeks. NMP fan, what I'll do for you is I will speak to some of our fellow
We're
colleagues.
very close with Nick Diaz, the basically travelling, running head honcho
of the
main man
32 Red Poker.
Of 32 Red Poker. He's been a very outgoing and interesting character. We've had a lot of interaction with him across the week. A lot of dancing as well. I was grinding up on him from behind a little bit last night. He didn't seem to mind, so actually went back to his hotel room. No, I'm joking. But yeah, he's been a very outgoing and very warm and genuine person. So lovely to meet him, and you will be able to get that information for you, no problemo.
NMP fan, Unibet, please. I think it's a fantastic idea, and I think it's an idea that obviously some of the organisers and managers of this event are going to pick up on it, especially as it's been requested from the Twitch streams, and definitely be run by the people who make the decisions about obviously putting these cash game festival packages together, and we'll make sure we do that. And Booze Brucci, Nick is the GOAT, the GOAT.
Greatest
and,
of all time.
Didn't we run into him like 6:30 a.m. Henry?
Yeah.
We certainly did.
He said that he was up late enough to get a full plate of food at breakfast at about 8 o'clock. Right, interesting spot we've got here, because I think Alex has made it 25.
Certainly has. And
oh, Alex has gone for a 4-bet with 7-6 suited, and he's going to get it probably jammed in his eye, as Michael, who's been playing pretty much every hand, hence why you're seeing Alex go so wide for the 4-bet. Wow, he just flats with ace-king suited, and Mario is too short to put in some more there with the ace-10 suited, believing that he's going to be behind Alex's range. Actually isn't on this turn, but...
Wow,
what a flop!
And Michael just lays out a snap call by Alex, and...
yeah, Alex can't go anywhere once he flops that well. And he turns himself an open-ender as well, so 5, a 10 or a heart.
Wow, big
5 of hearts, big ball on the river for Alex, who just
flips
in the chips.
Just turns over the 7-6 of hearts, and finally gets what he's been looking for the past 2 days.
It's been nice. It's been nice to see, because he's been running pretty bad. He's been having no luck whatsoever, and he turns a great card for him. He turns an open-ender to go with his flop flush draw, and hits both on the river, so he's going to be pretty happy with that.
Straight flush. Good. Which one?
Thanks.
Jam it in his eye. Yeah, exactly. Sarcasm, man. Brilliant stuff. And George has the greatest sayings. He certainly does. I know I commented and put it in chat though. Yeah, we actually put on social media about the troll earlier on as well.
We had a nice troll. Someone with just call him Ice, and he used that quite creatively with underscores to get me to say something that. Was quite funny, for sure.
Yeah, that was quality. It was one of the highlights of the show, for sure.
Absolutely.
Clipped straight away by Sarcasm.
Ice Wallow it was. You can probably guess what the third word was. So Mario's perking up a bit. He's having a good time, even though he is probably down in the region of about 500 in this game. But he's probably loving seeing some of the action that's going on, and he just can't wait to get in the mix himself. That was quite a fun hand. If anyone wants to clip that one from start to finish, let's get that one up on the Cash Game Festival social media accounts. I think the trend these days is people are always on their phone quite a lot, but don't seem to really want to sit down for a super long stream. So the hands are great, because you cater for all types of people. We get the patient and adoring fans such as yourself, who we really love to commentate and share the banter with, but we also get people that maybe are a little bit too busy or have got other stuff going on that can just see the highlights and soak in the vibes that way.
You've got some male fans in the building now, buddy. You did. White shirt commentator, you're a champ, a very considerate lover, it seems. The no homo kappa in the chat.
No
as
homo
well.
kappa, but very much. Yep, I will give you my number after the stream. Give me a whisper.
Drop him a whisper. If it's dirty, I'm on it. Oh, wait, not exactly what I meant. Sarcasm. Get involved as well. And Boris outflopping everyone after making it 50 to go with ace-queen offsuit. Sasha decides to lead on a king-queen 3-4 board with pocket fives, goes for the pot-sized bet in a multi-way pot. And I think he's going to get looked up by Boris here. Probably not going anywhere with the ace-queen. And Boris does actually elect to fold it, and Sasha is going to get the pocket fives through there. Takes down a €415 pot.
Great stuff, great stuff. So some fairly unorthodox play has been the theme of tonight. If you are just tuning in, where the hell have you been? We've had some mad 5-10 action here live from the Banco Casino in Bratislava, and we are seeing money being dished around left, right and centre. The two players that have been in the thick of it, Michael and our man Demidov, also known as Demigod by the chat.
And hashtag Demigod is now the highest trending hashtag on Instagram and
Let's hope
Twitter.
so. Let's
it
hope
seems
so.
It's everyone. He's got a lot of fans in the building, that's for sure.
Commentators, are you also in Tallinn? We will be at the Tallinn stop 25th to 29th of April. Get yourself a plane ticket, get yourself booked over there. Me and Henry, being classic poker players, have just not booked the flight yet.
I think it's going to be the day before.
Yeah,
it's like George.
We'll just turn up at the airport and try and haggle with the airport check-in staff. I think that's probably the GTO way. So let's have a look at the hands that we've got developing here. Looks like a 3-bet from Queen 9 offsuit. That's fairly standard practice from Michael from what we've seen so far. Sasha's raised under the gun +1 with 9-6 suited. Does come in for a call. So we go
9-9-3
two ways to the
why
flop.
not?
Yeah, 9-9-6 or a Queen 9-9, something like that. Let's get some action flowing. I'm sure these players are going to be putting it in with much less than that. And looks like it's going to be a fairly standard. Oh, wow, okay. And it allows Sasha to hit his 3-outer, so now Sasha is going to be fairly confident he has the best hand. Michael with the instant check back on the flop, and Sasha's going to lead by the looks of things. A little bit slow to update. Yep, he lived for 100 into 165. He's got a fairly weak hand that he knows that he will be called by a lot worse, and he doesn't want to give a free card, so that's a pretty standard lead after the flop goes check, I believe.
Yeah. And are you guys going to be playing in Tallinn or just commentating? A bit of both, I believe, from both of us. George loves jumping into mixed games. He's got a passion for it over the last few days.
I'm going to be watching some Jane Nandez videos and trying to work on my PLO game, that's for sure.
Definitely. Because they are really soft inside
the games
some
are,
of the games.
yeah, I think the PLO games are a lot softer than the Hold'em games. You get people that have come here just to play Hold'em, whereas it seems like the local, more, let's say, recreational type players tend to just play the action-heavy games. So you've got to have fairly deep pockets to play these games. There's money flying around left, right and centre, but if you are willing to get in the mix and mix it up with the players, then for sure, something you want to do.
Ollie, you might want to get over there and ask if they want to continue playing, mate. Just in case it breaks up. And but any other streamer commentators, they're gone. Yeah, it's just myself and George Lee in the front for now.
Grab a beer and walk over.
And we're going to be taking you guys through the action in Tallinn. Sasha with the best of it so far in this multi-way point. He flops very well here for King Jack, but Kevin does have the open-ended straight draw and does call the €200 bet of Sasha. 10 on the turn, and Kevin now picking up a pair along with the straight draw. And yes, Mark from CT, yes, Tallinn is an awesome city. The owners of the Cash Game Festival are from there themselves, and it's always a really good show. Well, like the past festival has just been great. George and I are going to be going there for the first time, so I know we're both absolutely buzzing about that.
Well, we were. Kevin, who's been sitting fairly tight, decides to ship it all in with the Queen 10 now. He's turned a pair to go with his open-ended straight draw. And even Sasha here with top pair, decent kicker, is in a bit of a world of hurt. He does block some of the King Queens. Kevin's been fairly snug all night, so I like this line here actually. He's turning his hand, running his equity, but also gains a lot more fold equity than most other players because he's been so snug. So his perceived range is going to be a lot tighter.
And he gets the fold.
And well played, Mr. Kevin Malone. Takes down that pot, €415 profit as his shove gets through. A lot of heart there from Mr. Malone.
He's been grinding for the last 2 hours, hasn't managed to get anything going. He's now 200 in profit.
Absolutely.
He's walking past us right now as well. And
nice hand with the Queen 10, mate.
And,
you got him to fold a jack.
Yeah, he folded King Jack. So great stuff there, Kevin. Like we said, great guy all round, and it's lovely to have him in the building. Always.
Yeah, it was a bit,
card dead the whole night. It's been painful to watch. And Psychgasm saying Hold'em is too slow for me. I mean, I play, but so boring. I'd like to play every variation of Omaha.
Thanks very much, mate. We'll join you for
Nice stuff,
Yeah,
nice stuff, nice stuff. And said I haven't played Sweetin or Drawn. So you need to get yourself on a plane over to the Cash Game Festival, and we'll teach you how to play Sweetin, and we'll get you involved.
2 seconds.
How's it going, man? You alright? You have a good session? Bad session?
Good.
How much did you finish up in the end? How much did you finish up in the end?
I don't know.
It can't have been that good a session then, surely.
Session is good.
Got Boris in the building, by the way, guys. For those of you who don't know, he's playing out of seat 4, and he's there, as you can see, in the jean jacket. We are on a 20-minute delay, so he's just hopped in the booth for a bit.
Mario, my 7, all in. Mario, wait, all in.
And Mario probably going to get sick and tired of being pushed around. He hasn't really picked up many hands tonight so far, and he does decide to go all in with the pocket sixes. And Demidov going to get out of the way, most likely with the ace 9 suited. Alex on the button with the ace 10 of hearts, and probably going to look him up, yeah. Crazy Rabbit leaving the building saying, well, I'm off to sleep, see you all tomorrow. Got a freaking back pain, still recovering from the surgery. Best of luck on a speedy recovery. Obviously, Crazy Rabbit, we want to see you back to being as healthy as you can possibly be. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, Crazy Rabbit, tomorrow we're going to be starting the stream 5 o'clock UK time, 6 p.m. Central European time, and 7 p.m. Eastern European time. Please make sure you do join us. We're going to be giving away £500 tomorrow, courtesy of 32 Race. We're going to have a free roll come out for you guys. We're going to be giving away the password on the first stream. And for those of you who missed out on today's opportunities of getting yourself a package, there is still some cash money up for grabs tomorrow. And we have got 16 players left in the free roll. 16 players battling it out for a package. So obviously, guys sweating it on the Unibet Poker client, in for nothing, battling out for a 2K package. And Crazy Rabbit said, I'll be here. I'll check out Twitch every day. Lovely stuff, Crazy Rabbit. Glad to have you here today and yesterday, and we will see you tomorrow. And Raj888 saying, damn, 10 queen doubles through my ace queen. Raj888, are you still in the building? Are you still in the mix? Are you battling out for this package? Good night all. Giggle Piglets, going to have a bit of a hangover tomorrow, but it's lovely having you back in the mix for, I think, like the 4th day running, Giggle. It's always nice having you in the chat. And yeah, drink some water before you go to bed, just so that you don't wake up with a hangover tomorrow. And thanks for joining in. Anyway, 90 days, so I'm going to play tomorrow. You certainly are. And hopefully you'll go one better tomorrow and actually get yourself on some free money. And Raj888 still in the final 16. What's your screen name, Raj, so we can get you up? 16 left. There's 16 left. Wow. Raj saying, woe to Croc. If anyone is interested in Omaha, I recommend that he play Big Play Strategy Paperback January. Jeff Huang author. He has a great series of books if you really want to get into it. That's awesome advice there from Mark from CT. I couldn't agree more. Books, videos, YouTube. If you want to improve your game, there's just so much available out there. You really do need to get on onto YouTube and find out how to improve your game. And Booze Bruce disagrees with the Capra Emotion books in 2018. And NMP fan, what's the paper? We got a live sweat, guys. We got Raj888, What a Croc on Unibet in the final 16 2K package up for grabs, and he's still in the mix on the table. It's got about, I believe, 5 big blinds.
Oh, Mark from Connecticut gives some interesting info. 2008, that book, surely some of that info will be dated, don't you think? But I guess for the live game, it doesn't really speed up in terms of playing ability as quickly as online does, so I'm sure some of that will still be relevant for the live realm. And look at Michael here, he's decided to 3-barrel jam Jack 7. Wow, so he's flop top pair, bet himself 220 on the flop.
It's
okay,
a 160.
So 1.4, 1.3x pot. Michael goes for a smaller sizing on the turn and just rips in the 685 on the river. Demidov has a bit of a tough spot here versus a very active player. Is he going to call it off with the 8s? The 9 shouldn't change too much unless Michael was like barreling down with a 9x of diamonds and decides his hand's good enough to go with it on the river. He did size down on the turn, which is what someone in the chat was saying. His bet sizings, when he bets quite small, are fairly nutted, and he does have top pair, which feels like the nuts for him because he's playing pretty much every hand.
And yeah, Demidov does call it off. Gets the bad news. Michael shows the Jack 7 and scoops a 2.7k pot.
1.4k of profit there, wow.
And I believe that's Maxim in the background there just saying 3 more hands, guys. So it could be 3 more hands. Those are the profits. Demidov up 2.7k. I thought he was up 5k. Maybe
yeah, he just lost 1.4k there, didn't he? And he's bled in a couple of other pots.
Yeah, that's true.
Sasha, the big loser at the table, he's down 2.1. Alex is down 1.1. Did manage to get lucky with 7-6 suited versus Michael's ace-king off. John in the building saying love this jam. Yeah, if you are going to play a lot of hands, you do really need to go for the thin value jams as well. And he does pick up on that and wins himself a 2.7k pot. So lovely stuff.
And we got Stoyan Kitanov in the building.
Stoyan Kitanov, for none of you that are aware, one of the best players in Bulgaria right now. How's he doing in terms of online cashes for Bulgaria? He's way up there, isn't he?
I think he's second in the country at the moment in terms of online cashes.
Wow.
So doing really well for himself so far this year. Thrillarium Online, also known as SK Tiltless as well. Guys is an absolute beast. Plays all the high rollers, the 530s, the 1Ks, and he's doing really well. It's lovely to have him in the stream watching us. And Mark from CT, congrats to Online Casino Bonuses. Won himself 50 euros off the free roll. Lovely stuff. And we got a live sweat as well. Is this the final table now?
Yeah, Mar90 Dis, completely agree with you. I would love to be playing this game, that's for sure. I'm sure I would be able to rustle together 1,000 to be playing with these guys. And yeah, we have 8 players left, so Bolon Doska 2 and Chicken Win, who's been a prevalent feature with a big stack across the whole tournament, is in second place. So 8 guys battling it out for the Unibet Poker free roll. Very short stack play as we saw the other night. Common theme, and Stamp 3 is actually shoving in 2.1 big blinds under the gun +1. So that just gives you a flavour for how short this is. A bit of a hyper turbo format. You've definitely got to be aggressive. I'm probably shoving beyond Nash here, just due to how quick the blind structure is. For all of you that don't know what Nash is the Nash Equilibrium, which is the shoving charts for short stack play. My absolute Bible on a daily basis. I'm pretty in tune with the no ante ones because that's what the action is on Sky Poker. Chicken wings has been very aggro. Yeah, that's probably the way to play it, to be honest. You have to be aggro, you have to put people in tough spots. Some of the shorter stacks will be trying to ladder up and get some bigger cash game tickets. Chicken wing with 4 queen deuce isn't going to be able to hold that one. Does call the all in for 2 big blinds. Fairly standard. Any 2 card spot for him to call there. So he does show up with a fairly weak hand, but perfectly acceptable. And Stamp's going to get the double up there with ace-8 off. A little bit of a sweaty flop. Did get out flopped by the deuce. Turns the 8, rivers the ace, so ends up with top 2 pair and is going to be loving life on that one. Many excited who will win. Good luck final table. Yes, yes, yes. John, well said, George, too lazy to write, no problem. I'd be on live tilt if I wasn't able to get over to Barcelona and play the millions like you are, so good luck with getting there.
Tell me about it.
Are you going to be able to play the event? Is it going to be day 1A today, or is it day 1B tomorrow, or is it just a one... It can't be a one-day entry, so it's going to probably be spread across the next week, I
guess. It's a side event I know that he's playing. It's the warm-up, and then the main event begins... Yeah, I think he missed that because that was today. It was meant to be literally landing and then going straight to play these the warm-up, but unfortunately missed his flight. Demidov is on 6.5k, only up 2.7k. So unless he wins 2k in the next 2 hands, he's not going to get himself that trophy, which means it's all to play for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sweating this final table.
I'm loving the action here. So we've got what looks like a limp from Ballon Doska. Oh, Mary's all in. Akranka
has got an ante.
He's got an ante behind, so he's going to be all in on this flop. Yeah, tomorrow day 1C and 1D. Good luck, good luck.
So I just missed 1B.
Unfortunately missed 1B, but John is going to be firing that 10k. Wow, that's an incredible tournament. I'm nowhere near the role to be able to play that yet, but hopefully one day, if we keep building and keep working it on, having you guys in the chat is only quickening up that process, because we are learning and we are talking all of these spots. I feel as though our games have developed quite nicely over the last couple of days.
Especially watching like the 5-10 games.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then speaking to some of the guys afterwards. So yesterday we spoke to Ben Bashford, very well-respected high-stakes player from the UK.
Yeah, plays 5-10 and 2-5 live on the London scene apparently.
Yeah,
and also the
takes
1-2 games
20-40 as well apparently.
Does he,
yeah,
wow.
So very high stakes from him. Started out playing 1-1 about 3 years ago. He said he's been broke more times than he can remember.
Yeah, that's the
he's
thing.
grinding 1-1 at the Vic and just put in maximum effort in the study grind, huge volume, got staked, and now he's beasting 20-40 out in Los Angeles every summer. So
wow, nice.
Great stuff from him. And how many got left now? 7 left for the guy all in with 1 ante.
And High Romania, who apparently is the Unibet reg, currently on 9 big blinds, just folded under the gun. Yeah, 10 million guaranteed, worth every cent, abso-fucking-lutely. Right, so Demidov raises under the gun with ace-4 off. That's been a recurring theme for you that are late to the party. Alex with a clear 3-bet for value here, versus what is a ridiculously wide opening range, even under the gun. So yep, he obliges with a nice size 3-bet, even though he's in position. He's going to pump it up to just over 3x as a 3-bet. Ace-Queen off. Boris in the cutoff. He's not going to come along with the 10-8. Have seen a couple of semi-loose plays from him. Kevin, if he's really in tune to what's going on here, this might be a candidate to 4-bet. He should know that Alex is a good reg. He's going to be 3-betting Demidov fairly wide to isolate, and Ace-Jack seems a pretty decent candidate to come in with a 4, and Demidov is, I'm guessing, going to call the 55 here, and we're going to see a flop.
Demidov's not.
Oh no, he's going to fold. Okay, so he does show some discipline there. 6.4k stack, he's locked up. George, give me odds on John cashing. No more side bets on John. I'm going to get taken for every penny I have by the rate that I'm losing on those.
And we got live sweat, our boys all in. Queen 10 against Queen 5, flops top pair, and he does take it down. Double up there for Raj 888. Guess we could be seeing Raj 888 in Tallinn on the 25th. So,
come on, Raj 88, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. Definitely rooting for him. Out of a 1.8k field to make it down to the final table, and 5 players between you and a 2K package. It would be great to see someone who's been active in the chat all day to actually ship it. Just be an absolute dream really for us as commentators, engaging with someone who then just goes on to ship it. We then get to meet them in person.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Yeah, it would be.
So, hi Romania, the Unibet Reg, fairly short stack. He ships it in on the button, gets a flat call from Bolor Donska, the current chip leader, who's going to lead the turn after leading the flop. And it's going to be Jack 8 versus King 9, and King 9 on the river. So Hi Romania manages to win that. Sorry that you guys can't see that. I'm just basically chatting absolute shite for all of you that aren't watching the table. But do get that up, and let's sweat Watercrock, who's in the big blind, Raj888 on Twitch, active in the chat.
He's all in.
10-9 versus 8-9. Needs an 8-8. Oh, unfortunately, Raj's dreams are over. And that's going to be the end of that. So, Raj 888 Watercrock does get a €200 cash ticket. Manages to ladder up. 7th to 6th was a €100 cash ticket pay jump. So well done to you. You're going to be playing some 1-2 on Unibet Poker, one of our sponsors and general partners for the Cash Game Festival this week, giving out two free rolls with 10K's worth of value.
Raj888, €200 in your back pocket. Thanks for tuning in, and very well played to make it through a field like that. And please make sure you do tune in tomorrow. We've got another free roll coming up for you from these guys right here. 32 red, got £500 up for grabs for the Twitch viewers only. Can't wait to get that one going, and I think we've got about 5 minutes worth of action left for you today.
Big fan of this limp under the gun from Romeo. A mad action table, so he's going to be able to go for a limp 3-bet a lot of the time here with the ace queen. Certainly a good enough hand too. You've got to start adjusting your ranges when people are playing almost every hand.
Fist bump there from Kevin to Kevin as well.
And he goes for a limp call. Not too much of a fan of that. People are going to be paying the limp 3-bet very wide, and you can reduce the SPR, which would be nice with a hand like ace queen. Does flop top pair though, and has got the best of it versus Sasha, who has isolated him under the gun +1 with king jack. Flops middle pair with a backdoor king high flush draw. A couple of backdoor straight draw opportunities as well. So don't think that they're going to be going anywhere. Let's see what Romeo does on the flop here. Where's face BB? In the building.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
And the 9 on the turn improves Sasha from just middle pair to middle pair with a gutter. And it goes check, check. 4 on the hearts, 4 of hearts on the river should change nothing, so I'm sure Romeo should be able to find a value bet here. Played his hand very conservatively so far. How much is he going to go for? I'd like a bet in the region of the 200 to 250. I think once Sasha checks back the turn, unlikely that they're going to be slow playing a hand that's better than ours.
Free-handed now in the free roll.
Looks like a fairly smallish bet. What's that, in the region of 150 to 170? I think we want to have some bluffs here, so I'd like to see a slightly bigger sizing.
It's the last time of the day. Sasha just flicks it in, gets the bad news, and
Romeo gets the juice.
Gets the 6-6-5 pot. And
I'm not saying limp jamming the ace queen. I'm saying for the limp 3-bet. If he is going to limp.
George is just like, hell. No, I don't think George meant limp jam 200 big blinds with ace queen offsuit.
No,
John,
no.
You're still hungover from the last 3 days of antics.
We've had a good party last night with John. Yeah. John was great value in the nightclub. We're having a good dance with him and his lovely female friend.
And he's up for breakfast this morning. Gave me a call at about 5 to 10 saying I'll be down in 5. Sent out a picture on Instagram. He's like, I haven't even got there yet. And he just comes down bowling through, smile on his face. Looks a bit hungover, but I think he's more excitement about Barcelona than anything. But guys, that's it for the 5-10 action from the Banco Casino in Bratislava, brought to you from the Cash Game Festival today. We're currently free-handed in the Unibet Poker free roll.
Yeah, let's
guys battling it out with
he's joking, good man.
battling out for the 2K package. So all three players have locked up €400 from a free roll. One of them is going to be securing themselves a 2K package, and what we're going to do now is just quickly to get the Unibet client up on screen for you, so everyone can just quickly tune in. And he's going to come over, is he?
Yeah, trying to get the free roll table over now.
Awesome stuff from our main man behind the scenes. Tony knows what he's doing when it comes to Twitch streams, and well played, John.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Don't think we saw many 4-bet bluffs though, and obviously we do like block queens and aces on a ridiculously wide table where we're going to get hands like ace 10, ace queen, even ace 9, like stuff that's going to ISO our limp for no real reason other than like let's put money in the pot.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely it's it's not 100% frequency play, but I wouldn't mind it in a vacuum.
So Gazim saying, no, George, don't leave me. And we're going to be able to... There's 1 second, guys. Just work it.
Twitch, twitch.tv/cashgamefestival.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well played, man. Catch you later. That was our guy Michael, you've just seen live in the 510.
Sorry?
I get the calls when I have a hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
you
Jack
did.
7, that was a nice three barrel, mate.
Just got Michael walking past there and saying that he gets the calls when he gets the hands because no one believes him at all. And currently on break.
I think, definitely not 100% frequency play, but the ace queen, I guess, there are slightly better candidates as we're offsuit, but...
Jolly boy, have a safe flight to Barcelona, and we're just currently working on the details. Did you say Tony's?
Yeah, we should be trying to get that over now onto the main screen.
Okay. Guys, for those of you who are still hanging about, just quickly, let's just go over the free roll that we've got coming in for you tomorrow. We've got £500 up for grabs on 32 red poker. For those of you that don't have an account, all you need to do is register. You don't need to deposit any money to take part in that free roll. They're offering a massive £500 up for grabs for you guys. So everyone that tunes in will be battling out in the streets once again for that. And my phone is pretty much dead, guys. I'm upstairs if you're looking for me. Thanks, Jeffrey. We will be up there in about 5-10 minutes, as this is a hyper turbo. We're sweating it for the 2K package, these three guys.
So short stack play, definitely a speciality of mine. Let's see how these players play. Are they playing standard? Are they not? We've got everyone, Bolon Danska has got just over 10 big blinds, so's Chicken Wing. Interesting to see a limp here. I'd only have a shoving or folding range. If he thinks that Chicken Win isn't playing too many pots or is playing fairly weak post-flop, you could potentially go for a limp and then a stab on the flop just for a lower variance route than following the Nash charts, but it does fold quite quickly.
And a couple of guys said in the chat earlier on that Chicken Win had been very aggressive throughout the free roll.
Yeah, so probably dead money to limp a weak hand there.
Min open here on the button.
Min open, Chicken Win goes for a shove. Bolon Donska, obviously if they do have a limping range, the open raising range might be a little bit stronger. Wow, does call with 8-9 suited, and oh no, ruins the hopes and dreams of Chicken Wing as 8-9 turns the flush and jacks go from crushing to dead. So,
what an absolute punt for the package there.
Yeah, these avatars are great, aren't they? Unibet is a hilarious site. So Chicken Win pumps in the rest of it, only had about a big blind left, I think.
Yeah.
So pretty standard stuff. Can either use that one or in the all-in in the...
and he does lock himself up, €400, so really well played to Chicken Win, and thanks for tuning in. Obviously, from a free roll to 400, that's not a bad hour and a half shift, I reckon.
Not a bad hour and a half shift, so you got yourself a 2-4 buy-in, 100 big blinds in the 2-4 game on Unibet. Have a look, see if that game's running at the moment. If you are watching, I'd probably take about 15 minutes of a breather after that bad beat. But definitely
have a drink or a smoke break, whichever one you prefer. And Psychgasm saying puke.
Puke indeed. Fairly a very wide raise call, especially from the second biggest stack. If you were to raise into High Romania's big blind and then call, that's pretty standard, I think. For 5 bigs, I think it was, once you put 2 in with antes as well. So it goes a raise and a call here. Ace-6 versus 8-9. Can we can we fade an 8 or a 9? He doesn't. So High Romania, Unibet Reg, as it's been alluded to in the chat, is going to take that one down. And now we have 6 and a bit big blinds for High Romania. Blind v blind. Goes for a limp. That is an interesting strategy of 6.5 bigs.
1,600 euros difference, though.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe these guys aren't used to playing for that kind of money, especially from a free roll.
I know, but not going to be good too often, especially with 10-9. Would have liked to see a bet on the turn, just to deny some equity to hands that have random overcards. High Romania with the limp with 10-9 takes it down with the 9 on the turn. So it goes limp, check.
NMP fan saying he's in micro stakes regs, and wow,
we were.
He's now doubled up and has the chip lead.
Gets a free look at it with the 7 deuce, gets it in versus bottom pair and gets the chip lead, and now should be putting Bolondonska into a world of hurt. I'd be shoving very wide here, just trying to take down the pot, gain some momentum and follow it up like that. Got 100, 200k blinds for you. Bolondonska with the shove. Can High Romania make the call? Just a 8 big blind shove, so it does find the fold. 7-2 off really does, doesn't it? The amount of times you see someone in a 7 deuce game where you get a bounty and they've like 3 bet or 4 bet someone and the flop comes like deuce deuce 5 and they get the lot.
Yeah, and a man, John, there saying 8-9 suited is okay to call it off, but not with such a high ICM pressure and without the right odds, he still makes the call. Damn.
Yeah.
John not impressed with that call there.
No, I don't think so either, especially as it's the second place stack.
Exactly. And
but I suppose I play no antes, so I suppose with antes it might be more of a call. But it was only 3-handed as well, so quite close, I guess.
And obviously there's no difference between third and second. You're playing for the win, so yeah, I mean, hey ho. Oh, maybe same prize for second and third. Yeah, there you go. John's already corrected himself on that one. We're going to be seeing one of these guys join us over the next 12 months.
Maybe just an open jam with the 8-9 suited would have been best. They're all about 10 bigs effective, weren't they? Yeah, so just a standard open jam with 10-9 suited. High Romania continues with the limping strategy, trying to make things a little bit lower variance potentially. Follows it up with a pot size bet on the flop, takes that one down. Bolondonska is still going to be the underdog here. Goes for a limp.
2-1 chip lead for High Romania, and micro stakes grinder apparently, micro stakes regular, so this is going to be pretty huge for him. Big opportunity if he does take it down to come from micro stakes to obviously fly to another country, stay in a hotel for 5 days, come on all the adventures with us, and also get a stake for the events itself and potentially win some cash in some of our cash games. And but also still going for that min raise. He's not shy of min raising with 6-7 big blinds.
Yep. High Romania, what are they going to do here? Having a bit of a think about it. Is it one of those marginal shoves? Goes for the shove. Bolondonska, what are you going to do? 10-9 calls it off. Wow. And Ace locks it up. So High Romania, Unibet Reg is going to be joining us in Tallinn or any other stop over the next 12 months. Very, very well played. If you are tuned into the stream, let us know. You can skip marginal spots if you know you can get bigger edges, but it's so shallow as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
So 10-9 calls it off. Yep, it is a correct call. I do. No, it's not. Sorry. No, what am I on about?
Anyway, we're going to be seeing High Romania. Wow, I'm really looking forward to meeting him now because it's someone that's obviously tuned in to the chat.
Yeah,
and
well played.
amazing stuff from a free roll. Gets the 2K package. we're going to be having a few drinks with him, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Make yourself known to us, Hi Romania. We're going to be in Tallinn, so look forward to seeing you there. I've been Henry. I've been.
You are, mate.
I've been George. This has been Henry, and thanks very much for joining us on the stream, guys. Peace out. Look forward to the.